Hello and welcome to episode 9 of Snap on This. It's the Splitsmas special because Splitsmas time is here sooner than we expected. But we're going to celebrate in the best way we can anyway. And on that note, Ree, how was your week in Snap? And keep it snappy.
Okay, just to bring down Splitsmas right away, my weekend snap was leagues. And, hilarious story about leagues, which I don't think anyone likes, because I saw a team answer and someone was like, have you seen how much people hate leagues? And the answer was like, yeah, we've seen it and we're working on it.
I don't think there's anything to salvage here.
So that's where we at, and I had this perfect storm of I was not feeling well, and I thought I wasn't going to care about the variants because I already have some I love of Moon Girl and Devil Dino until I realized it's Gamer Moon Girl though. They're playing video games. So there was that. And I ended up, and this is the problem with leagues, I ended my league in second place with 11,775 points. Do you know how much playtime that represents?
Yeah, that's a lot of grinding.
Amount, let me tell you. Yes, and that's why leagues are bad. And Furthermore, this was the couple days that everyone was playing Darkhawk and stuff. Maybe for Misery Weekend Mission, I don't know. That's what everyone was playing. But I had decided, I'm not feeling well, and I want to play my Irisham tourney deck. So that's what I played for 11,775 points of leagues was Arisham into Darkhawk, and Darkhawk, it was like Darkhawks to the left of me, like Mystiques to the right of me, Cassandra Novas before me. And it's like, me, Arisham, and a bunch of goons that we just popped in from nowhere. No idea why they're there. And a couple counter cards, just forward the Irishman Brigade, but it's just, it was so, but I did it. I won against all of them. I don't know why I do this to myself.
Yeah.
But I can play a deck into its counters over and over and over again and win a decent amount of the time. And I proved to myself that I've been unhealthy. So leagues need to be gone, and I should not play that much again.
Yeah.
I placed 28th in my league.
That's where I was. Yep, way down there. Could not be bothered.
Yeah. I'm like a survivor of leagues. That's where I'm at. I made it out. These points are all weighing me down.
Is it worth it?
Yeah, you got a layer of grime on you. Yeah.
Yeah, now I gotta show off this Moon Girl. Devil Dino variant all the time. Yep. That was me. Okay, that was my week.
Great.
It felt like a week.
Oh, all right. Well, my week, endeavoring to keep it snappy. Let's see. To pick up some threads from last week, I did... My reign of terror in the Snap Judgments League was finally brought to a close. I was knocked out of my pod's top 8 by King of Bros, who was playing a War Machine deck, a.k.a. a Snore Machine deck. So I ate my words. It was tragic. It was a good match, though, and it was a lot of fun. And I felt much better about it because I learned after the game that King of Bros is a fan of Snap on This. So it's all good. Now we're rooting for King of Bros to win the whole thing. Or anybody else who listens to the podcast, if you're in your pod's top 8, we're also rooting for you. But go King of Bros. Ladder-wise, I managed to tank my SP pretty thoroughly, playing unfavorable decks into an unfavorable meta, as Ree mentioned. And also I was doing some science with Scream and with Misery. Also, I was trying to build cool Misery decks, but the thing is, I was also aware of Safety Blade's cool Misery decks. And so, I was always trying to go in, the opposite direction. And trying to go in the opposite direction of good Safety Blade decks
Safety Blade.
Not a recipe for success, it turns out.
It's the wrong way to be a hipster.
Yeah, very much so.
Wrong way
So
to
that
be a
didn't go
hipster.
great. But then I started working on some other things, especially after that OTA. And I have like some bold thoughts about what the Zabu rework means for me personally. I was doing some Zabu surfing, but then I was like, hey, do we really need this surfer guy anymore? I don't know. So I've also been a huge believer in Scarlet Spider, so I'm really trying to push that. And I was like, what if we tried Surfer without Surfer? Really leaning. I mean, like it's already been co-opted by Gwenpool pretty much. She just came in, took over the whole thing.
Yeah.
So I've been playing a deck that I call Garfield minus Garfield, alluding to the popular web comic of 15 years ago or so or whatever.
Fun.
But anywho, it's Aranya, America Chavez, Zabu, Forge, Jeff, Okoye. That's right. I don't usually play Okoye, but we're doing that now. Brood, Hope Summers, Sebastian Shaw, Absorbing Man, Scarlet Spider, and Gwenpool. That is 3-1 costs, 3-2 costs, 3-3 costs, and 3-4 costs. A very Ben Roller kind of energy distribution. And that has been kicking ass for me. I'm already back up where I was. I tanked like more than 200 snap points, and now I'm back up to the 7,800 range. I drifted down a little bit testing Scorn stuff. I'm sure we'll talk about that in a minute. That's the price of science. It's all good. The season's still young. It's been a pretty fun week, but I thought I should touch on the part where I lost a bunch because, I realize listening to the podcast, it probably sounds like all I do is win, no matter what. And that's simply not true. But I do win enough. And so I've been a happy camper. That was my week in Snap.
Thanks. I'm really looking forward to trying Surfer minus Surfer, but I haven't yet. I think it sounds very clever and fun, though.
I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts. I think you'll have a blast with it.
My week in Snap, I went to try Safety's misery decks. I deleted some decks to make room for them. I think I copied 2 or 3 of them. Queued up a game, and then Makari was in my hand, and I was like, this isn't right. What happened? And I realized it queued up my hand dump deck, where I'm just trying to make gigantic Mysterios. So I threw in an Agent Venom, and I modified it a little bit. I wiggled around. I think I put Zabu in there. I don't know. There were a bunch of changes. Anyway, yes, I did. I did Zabu with Gwen and Absorbing Man, and I climbed like 10,000 on ladder. Now that doesn't mean the rank doesn't mean as much as the snap points themselves, and I haven't been paying attention to those. So like we're talking like 28,000 to 18,000. So easier climbing than when you're higher up, but still, it was doing well, and it's a really fun deck to play. People snap on it when you have fired off a whole bunch of Gwen hits, and then you drop down double-digit Mysterios, and it's just so fun. So, the rest of my week has been continuing with the Split conspiracy, trying to be critical of or not trying, effectively being critical of Second Dinner's compensation for the Splits issue, because Splitsmas is a wonderful, magical time, but not sufficient. We might talk about that later, because I don't want to rain on Splitsmas too much. What is the meaning of Splitsmas? If you've been living under a rock, or you missed our last episode, or whatever, basically, I found that split rates weren't what they were purported to be, or what they had been for the previous 22 months. And then last week, Second Dinner acknowledged that this bug existed and said that part of the way they were going to solve it was to create a period of time that was approximately equal to the bugged time, where split rates would be boosted. This is for inks, golds, and crackles. So they are normally sitting around a 25% chance. They went down to a 17%. And now that Splitsmas time is live, inks, golds, and crackles show up at a 35% rate. It is time to do your splits if you've been waiting. And we expect that Splitsmas will last until somewhere like December 7th to mid-December, based on what they've said. So my question, I thought it would be fun to discuss what are your Splitsmas goals? What are you going to do during this time of boosted rates?
Gwenpool. I gave her my pink cosmic border, which, I mean, I feel like I've talked... Maybe. I'm very, like, video game hoardery with my borders. Like, but once I spend them, they're gone. So,
Me too.
like the way you stack health potions and stuff and you just end the game with a full inventory of consumables you never use. So many of my borders are just waiting. Like, no, I just, I gotta make the right
Waiting for
decisions.
the perfect variant.
But I gave Gwenpool a pink cosmic border because I love her so much, and I don't have a great split for her. Right now, I'm running her through the booster shop. Like, I keep waiting for the variant show notes.
Yeah, you've got time for it, though.
Yeah.
So what's your goal, though? Are you gold, crackle, ink? What's your poison?
Oh, with me? I mean, okay, I know what you're saying, but, like, I'll know it when I see it. That's how it is with me. Like, you may not realize that okay, all right, okay. Ben's gonna be so mad we're talking song about. Okay.
Ben loves Cosmetics Corner.
We got the Apology rainbow cosmic border. Okay, and I just got that and didn't even look about it or think about it at all because I'm like, it's a rainbow cosmic. Like, I'm gonna spend that right away. Like, no, we're gonna sit on that for a couple months, probably decide what card that goes on. But then the other night, all right, okay, I have Rianne Dracula, Chibi Dracula, and I have it ink with rainbow sparkle, and you wouldn't know that's the Stardust Flare, Rainbow Stardust Flare. And you wouldn't know that's the perfect split for that card until you said, you wouldn't guess that off the top of your head.
No, I wouldn't.
And that with the rainbow cosmic border is like the most beautiful thing you ever see. I saw it and it's like tears were in my eyes and I was like, this is it. The rainbow cosmic border has found its home. I couldn't give it to anything else but Dracula. It's beautiful. And then I sat and looked at it and like serotonin and dopamine flooded me and I enjoyed all of it. Memory of it is like...
It sounds like your border hoarding strategy is successful. Like, you do it until you know it is the right card. It's not like you're hoarding them forever. You're just waiting for the perfect match.
Thank you for validating my
I've got to see this Dracula.
That's all I need to continue it. Okay.
Ben, what are you going to do during Splitsmas?
All right. So my biggest goal was, I've got sort of my flagship Silver Surfer deck that I've been playing for a few months. I bust it out when I really want to, like, win a lot, usually. It's not, like, always a favorable meta, but, like, I'm just trying to get that completed with inks, because I don't, once they gave me the option to ignore flares forever, I said, yes, please, thank you. And so I don't worry about flares, I just want inks with rare border, so everything looks nice and neat and uniform. So the 3 cards I needed to get inked were Nocturne, Red Guardian, and Copycat. Because, I've already inked a lot of surfery cards, because that's a thing that I play a lot. So I already, just last night, got Nocturne in ink now. So that's off the list. So it's just Red Guardian and Copycat that I'm trying to get ink splits on. I've split them both several times. Like, it could be any split now for them. Another card that I've been working on for a long time trying to get an ink split is Grandmaster. I got like golds and all that, but like I would really like ink for uniformity and just, a crisp look. And those 3 cards, Grandmaster, Red Guardian, and Copycat, those are what I'm looking to get split up.
Love it.
You did it, Ben.
I tend to set a variant and border and like finish and flare. I set all that like per card. I want each card to look beautiful on its own. But I've certainly seen many players who want the deck to be cohesive. And I will say it is something to behold when there's, a destroy or surfer, discard, whatever, some kind of cohesive archetype, and they're playing 100% golds or 100% inks. I think that is a very admirable and worthy goal to take advantage of this Splitsmas season. My goal is very specific, and I might change, but for now, this is my goal. I want White Crackle on Misery. That's it. There are 4 options for getting that White Crackle. So it's perhaps too specific. I've only split her 2 or 3 times so far, and of course I'm using the bonus booster shot because I don't have misery boosters to spare. But you can do a split every 2 days with bonus boosters if you're pouring all your credits into it. So I think
you can visualize it.
It's possible. But I'll also be on the lookout for something else, for another good goal. I tend to run cards without any finish because I like colorful backgrounds, but I love having crackle around them. And crackle is the only flare that doesn't go in front of the artwork. So that's my particular poison.
The only flare that shouldn't go in front of the artwork.
That's right. Yeah, when it's bugged to be giant crackle, it goes through the artwork. Okay, we're gonna move on to. This is still a regular episode wrapped inside of a Splitsmas special. So we're gonna talk about this week's new card, Scorn, a 1/2. When you discard this, return it to your hand and give +2 power to itself and one of your cards in play. I didn't get her. How about you two?
Oh, definitely we got her.
Yeah. Tell me about her.
Okay, I'll go first.
Please.
So I first put her back. So this breaks my heart to say, because I tried to put her back and to see where she might go with a lot of my last comfort discard stuff. But anecdotally, I am seeing Scream like every 4th deck. So like Meek is just not his meta. It breaks my heart. I love this card. He's a great card. He gives reach to discard. Which doesn't have it otherwise, but like he had to go from the deck. Everyone's playing Scorn, so Moon Knight was just helping. Can you take that? You can throw in a stature, probably be useful even without Black Bolt. But I did for a bit, but I like to think of a deck outside of the meta too. But what I ended up with a Swordmaster kind of deal, and I won't lie, and I put into Ken and stuff. I did succumb to Wong. It's just like getting to Silver Samurai and MODOK and just get Scorn was just always like a 1/8, a 1/10, at least a 1/6. It was a lot of fun to play. I played it.
You mean her herself, right?
Yes.
Like her body was that, which means that she's also added like 8 power to the board.
Yes. She's so easy to activate.
That's a big card.
And I won't lie, it's just fun to get more and more in on it with things like Wong. And, APOC Drac, that's what I did, which is probably maybe a more expected thing to do with her. But it works. I'm curious what you did with her, Ben. Oh, did you do your 100 bad guys with swords?
I gave it a shot. It wasn't working that well because, like, you do have to play Scorn at the end, right? And that kind of, I don't know. I tried one version of 100 bad guys with swords, 100 bad guys with Scorns, and it didn't work so badly that I won't come back to it, but it did work so badly that I thought I should try something else to get a sense of how this card really like feels. So I came up with kind of a cool, like, mid-rangey discard deck, No Apocalypse, which is a choice that probably kind of questionable, but it's Nico, Scorn, X23, Blade, 4/1 costs. And then I've got Wolverine in there. Not sure about that. Might cut him for something else, but also might not, because sometimes Wolverine is correct. I don't know. Goes well with Nico. And then I've got Grandmaster Colleen, Gambit, Strong Guy, Swordmaster, Silver Samurai, Proxima Midnight. Silver Samurai is just there for disruption and stuff, and also to, do targeted discard things. There's no stature to enable. That was originally a feature of the deck, but it didn't feel correct. So I don't know. I'm still working out the kinks on that one, but it did start turning around my SP plummet once I when I was doing my Scorn testing, I did lose a lot of SP, but then when I arrived at the mid-range thing, things started to go positive again. So that felt like a better direction than the discard surfer that I'd been trying. I'm not blown. There are some unwieldy things about the card. I have been machine gun gambited pretty hard by some other people playing it, but it works like less than. I also won against a lot of machine gun gambits, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. I don't know. I think Scorn is pretty skippable if you aren't into that sort of thing. But still, a good card. Like, it does good things. Almost all cards except for Emperor Hulkling are good nowadays. So, if you enjoy this stuff, get it. That's what I say.
Like, small aside, talking about Machine Gun Gambit, as someone who reads a lot of comics, and I know a lot of those writers and artists are out there playing Marvel Snap. I've been waiting for the jokes to show up in the comics I'm reading. The Marvel Snap jokes. Right? Like in things like Machine Gun Gambit. Sometimes I just see pairings of characters. I'm like, is this about Snap?
Anyway, is that a Snap reference?
Sorry. So, side tangent over. Lauren, you haven't gotten Scorn, but do you have opinions or seen Scorn?
I haven't. I have a few opinions. I also want a tangent because Ben mentioned Strong Guy, and Strong Guy's ridiculous. If a deck can support him, he's a 3/9.
Yeah.
I know! Cult of Strong Guy! Yes!
Put him down on that Citadel? Ooh, yeah.
Why are his stats so big? He has a much smaller downside than, say, Gladiator.
I know.
But, I mean, yes, his
Secret
deck
special.
restrictions, his decks are more restricted, but the decks that can do it,
Yeah.
I say this because I was playing my hand dump deck, which never has any cards in it at the end of the game, in the hand.
I bet Makari's in it.
Yeah, of course,
Yeah.
Makari.
Oh,
you
of
already
course.
told us
I
that
need to
Makari's
look
in
at
it.
this.
Yep.
I need to. Here's another deck for you. Take a look at that.
I got Strong Guy from Daily Bugle, and all of a sudden, my turn 6 play is a 3/10 and a 2/30. It was just, I didn't need him, but it was really fun. I was like, does Strong Guy fit in this deck? Anyway, Scorn. I think this is such a hard card for me because she is extremely appealing to me as a I want to do silly things card, but not appealing to me as a I'm going to play this deck to climb ladder or play Conquest or anything like that. So she's very tempting, but I have to wait until she's a card I get in a bonus spotlight later. I haven't had a lot of trouble against her decks, but I think people are going. She feels like a card that after a little bit of cooking, there's going to be something more powerful figured out. Not nearly as long as like a Pixie. Like I think like by the end of this week, there's going to be a more ideal Scorn deck, and I think discard was already really strong. So
and she's just good in discard. She's just a good discard card, right?
Yeah,
if you're playing any kind of discard deck, it's like you're not mad,
right?
About her.
Totally. Okay.
Well, not any kind of discard deck. There are enough kinds of discard decks that there are some in which there's an incompatibility. Yeah.
Fair enough. You're right. I'm not I don't really play Hella or anything ever. So.
No,
it doesn't even count as discard.
I hate that we even have to acknowledge that.
I'm sorry. I forget.
All discards.
Play the cool discard decks,
Swarm,
people.
Or is it Swarm or is it like Dracula 8, Those are the two opposing polar opposites for me of discard.
All right. Next week's Spotlight is Toxin, a 2/1. On reveal, return your other cards here to your hand, +2 power for each returned. Presumably that power goes to Toxin. So if you bounce a whole lane, he's a 2/7.
Yep.
Are you getting him?
Not sure yet.
I think no, unless I get FOMO, just because I'm I don't have enough keys for it. But I think he's good. I put him as my number 2, I'm pretty sure, in my list because, look, it's a good bounce card. Bounce just is the thing that occasionally just gets out of hand and they have to nerf it. Remember Hitmonkey? You used to not be a 3. And I feel like it's just easy for bounce to get so good that, and it's just a good card. So, I'm not much of a bounce player myself, so probably won't get it.
The only thing that makes me really want to get Toxin is that I think it's going to open up more diversity in the bounce archetype. Like there will be more kinds of bounce one could viably pursue. And so that makes me like want to get in there and try to like find my own particular brand of bounce, which is like a thing, like I'm not trying to build the same decks that I see other people playing. So this might mean that there's enough bounce to go around even for me. And so like then I would be interested. But on the other hand, I'm just not a huge bounce person. That's not my particular flavor of small cards kind of deck. I don't know. I'm ambivalent about bounce. I'm not saying I would never. I'm not saying I have never. I'm not saying I could never. But yeah, I'm not currently big on bounce.
I'm with you that he opens up bounce a lot. It's already a kind of flexible archetype, but having another enabler is so big. It means you can pick any two of them, or there's going to be some version that runs all three. But and I don't know, maybe even a 2/7 is good enough to justify being the only bounce card in your deck. Maybe. As long as he's got some good targets, right? Your Icemen, your Spider Hams, your Nikos and Hoods. I'm 100% getting Toxin, and I think I said this before when we reviewed cards, but I'm most excited because I can play Toxin and Beast to bounce each other. And that just seems really fun.
It's really fun in a 12-turn game, for sure. Definitely.
You could Mirage to get my big juicy Scorn twice.
Ooh. Okay. See, I know you're judgy about what you can do in 6 turns, but when you draw them both, I've had 2 beasts before, thanks to Nico or something, or cloning vats.
Yeah. The magic of Nico.
Fun. Nico. It's so fun having 2 beasts.
Also, 2 beasts is different than a beast and a Toxin, because the beasts both give you the discounts and stuff, whereas Toxin is like a little bit on the slow side. I mean, Meteor for sure, but like slow.
You're right, and Beast was probably a 2 cost when I did that. Okay. Toxin's Spotlight Friends, Zabu, and Elsa Bloodstone.
I love Zabu so much.
Zabu is one of my favorite cards right now. Words I never thought I would say. Wow, I love new Zabu so much. Get that card if you don't have that card.
Oh, but I've got a hot take on Zabu.
Tokens. I don't know.
But it is not that he's bad.
Huh? Wait, it's not
I have
that
a hot take on... I have a hot take on Zabu, but it's not that he's bad. And we'll get to that in just a second when we get to the OTA.
Okay. Well, here's the thing about me. I love Gwenpool. And I love counters. I love counters like Shang and Enchantress. I put
all 4
I'll put Shang in a deck. Any deck. Every deck. I put and it's just like just getting that Zabu early and you don't have any 4s in your hand and you're like, oh, I have a whole extra energy. Like, it's so good. And it could hit so many. And then, if you draw them late, maybe you can fit them in somewhere or whatever, but like into a turn, but I'm never mad to see a cat. So good.
The Gwenpool on 3. Gwenpool on 3 is such a play. Oh,
it is. Mm-hmm. She's such a good card.
And then Elsa.
Yeah.
I love Elsa.
Sorry, Elsa. Oh, she was so good.
I don't.
She used to be one of my.
She used to be one of my favorite cards in the game. But how do you buff her in a way that's compelling? Like, is there any chance they take her back down to 2 cost after their whole thing about universally positive effects are going to be 3 costs?
She's just not good. not good at 3. I'm sorry.
Anywhere you want to put her, you're like, wouldn't a hope be better? Like, or something,
Yes.
you know? It's just, yeah, it's rough with her. She's a card I want to play. She's not a card I think is, like, good to play.
Yeah, I have, like, such positive associations because, like, I had some very fun Elsa decks back in the day.
She was OP. She was so OP.
Yeah.
So, in short, don't open for Elsa, but do open for Zabu. Right? Is
Or
that our
spend
advice?
3,000 tokens for Zabu. Also, I realized last week, I think I said that Jean Grey cost 6,000 tokens. She's super duper Series 4 these days.
Super
Yeah.
duper.
On the first day of Splitsmas, Benbroad gave to me a card that is also a tree. On the second day of Splitsmas, Benbroad gave to me 2 Sinisters and a card that is also a tree. On the third day of Splitsmas, Benbroad gave to me 3 Mysterios, 2 Sinisters, and a card that is also a...
Okay, last Thursday there was an OTA. We're going to go through it pretty quickly because it's a week old at this point. But Zabu headlining the OTA, going from a 2/3 that reduced the cost of 4 costs next turn to a 1/2 that gives the 4 costs in your deck -1 cost. Go for it, Ben.
Yeah.
Tell us why you
haven't
love
drawn
this
yet?
card.
Well, yeah, as I mentioned, I love playing Gwenpool on 3. I thought about, like, this Zabu change is why I realized that the Surfer deck maybe doesn't want to be playing Surfer anymore, because, like, I would rather play a cool 4 cost on turn 3 than, like, start spamming my 3 drops onto the board with the hopes that, like, a plan comes together later. You know, I really think this is, like, you should always be, like, waiting for the thing that lets the deck take a change. Like, I don't know. I was sort of waiting for something like this to happen to make it about Scarlet Spider and Gwenpool, and this is, like, just what I was waiting for. It's very cool. The other big change, I don't know if this is too much moving ahead, but, like, for me, this OTA was about 2 things: the Zabu buff and the Kingpin nerf. So rip Willie Fisk. See you never, probably. Dang. I don't like this move change.
The nerf
on
being
face-bound
that
cards.
Kingpin, Scream, and Fisk Tower will not target unrevealed cards, which really only affects Juggernaut. Admittedly, that is
really-
a big interaction because Juggernaut
really
can pass.
hurts Kingpin more so than Scream, because, like, Scream still has enough to do, but, like, so much of Kingpin's value comes from the Juggernaut play. It's like, this is harsh. And yeah, they massacred my boy.
Re Zabu?
Oh, I said what I said about Zabu. I want to hear your hot take.
Okay.
Yeah.
My dog is being spicy for my hot take. Okay, here is my Zabu hot take. New Zabu is maybe questionably better than old Zabu. The core of this hot take is not that new Zabu is bad, but that old Zabu was really slept on. I think people, I think the switch from ongoing to on reveal, just like that whole, like, the way that a nerf or a buff can psychologically affect the game in the meta, and people just play a card way less than it deserves or way more than it deserves. I think that's what happened with Zabu. Because, you know, old Zabu, you could still get your 3-cost 4, and it could have come from your deck or from your hand. New Zabu can't do that. If it's in your hand, there's nothing you can do about that. You can't time it right. If you play Zabu late and you don't draw 4, he's nothing. So, the advantage of new Zabu is you can get his discount on multiple turns. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And also, you can play him
Which
on
is
turn 1.
huge.
Playing
buff.
him on turn 1 is huge, in my opinion.
Huge buff.
Like,
Yes, opening
Zabu
up
is now, like, the best turn 1 play in the game.
Okay. Granted. But I just like I think about like how Ree hates activate cards, and I'm like, this has the same energy as an activate card where
That's what I'm saying, and I'm correct.
Okay.
My subjective opinion is the only correct one, clearly.
I mean, I do agree that old Zabu was being slept on, although, as I mentioned on a previous episode, I'm not going to do the science to figure out how to crack old Zabu, because I didn't like that card very much. But like, I did feel like other people should have tried a little harder to break the card.
And he was like
starting
to get some
Zabu
play
is
rate.
Good.
I don't know, like in the last month or so, I started seeing him in meta decks every now and then.
I mean, like, I think a lot of that has to do with Wiccan.
Yes.
I think that new Zabu is an improvement over our most recent Zabu. Perhaps not over Zabu Classic, but like
never.
I think over on reveal Zabu, I think this is a huge improvement personally. But I do see your points, and it's true that new Zabu isn't much to look at if played late, although it's much more convenient to squeeze in a little 1-cost card late than to squeeze in an understated 2-cost card. Like,
all right, that's fair. That's fair.
Here's what I'll concede to Lauren, though. Psychologically, the joy. Okay, playing a Zabu and be like, okay, next turn I can play like Gwenpool for 3 should be equally exciting as like, I just drew a 3-cost Gwenpool, but like, it's way more exciting to draw a 3-cost Shang than to be like, I can play Shang for 3. I don't know.
Also, you get to do something on turn 2 in the situation with new Zabu. It's like, turn 2 is a pretty cool turn to like assert yourself and get some presence on the board, you know?
Okay, Ree's talk just now, it does let you plan around your 3-cost, right? I'm thinking about like a 3-cost Gwen that you want to play as soon as possible, but something like a 3-cost Shang or a 3-cost Enchantress, if you draw that early, you can plan around that for your final turn. That is an edge that I will grant to new Zabu.
And making something like I really discovered this with Aranya, how much it's like 1-costs are so much easier to like in a deck, because I used to never play them as much because of Killmonger and stuff like that, but they're the things that are easy to throw in when you have like a little extra energy. So even if it wasn't as useful, it's like, well, I had an extra energy anyway, let me just throw in this 1-cost around. There's so much more convenient in that matter than a 2-cost that, right? Like just the act of dropping something down from 2 to 1. I think makes it so
they're
much
great for
playable.
they're great for your energy curve. They're rough on your card curve. And so that's where it's like you have to find the sweet spot of how many ones to run.
Oh, and the sweet spot is new Zabu. So
That's my feeling.
Okay. We'll go through the rest of these quickly. Quicker than Zabu, probably.
Okay, Hellcat quickly, because it's like
that's a big one. Yep.
I mean, it only goes down to discarding 1 card, but it's still a decent Hella card, and
it's a 4/7, which is good stats. At least decent stats. Yeah.
It's still good discard card. Slightly less
still
good.
very playable.
Yeah.
And it feels less like specifically a Hella card now that it's not 2. And that makes me more excited to play it, because like I didn't even want to touch it because it just begged me to start playing Hella the way it worked. Yeah.
It's right there in the name, Hella Cow. Okay, Widow's Kiss.
Yes, the tragedy. Oh, the tragedy. She was like the best 2 in the game. She was like new Jeff. She went in every deck. You always wanted to have her. You know, she anytime I would throw anything. I didn't care about the anti-synergy with Red Guardian. She was welcome everywhere and anywhere. And now,
she's so bad now. She's so bad.
It's so
She's not
sad.
Unplayable, right?
So sad.
Armor, Red Guardian, Stegron. When Stegron is the highlight, when Stegron's the highlight of your synergies, yeah.
I mean, people have armored me with it, but like, it's still just,
no, that's too many steps for nothing.
I think it's okay if your deck's running armor anyway for a good reason.
Yeah.
You don't put armor in for White Widow. And I can't imagine this is her final state because she's just so bad. We didn't even say what the change was. She lost her ongoing.
Sorry, I'm so like torn up about this. She had probably replaced Nico as my favorite card. I put her in everything.
The change is only to Widow's Kiss, the token that she shoots out to your opponent's side. It used to be ongoing, -3 power, and then it would go back to 0/0 if the location was full. Now it's a 0 -4 always, but it destroys itself if the location is full. So your opponent has an easy way to get rid of it. Right. And how many decks don't fill locations anymore? Like, Destroy's one of them, but Destroy has a different way to get rid of the card.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, does Hella care about that
hard
-4?
to get rid of without an armor. Okay. I mean, I said what I said about it.
They specifically mentioned the Red Guardian synergy. It's like, why are you running these 2 cards for, what does that add up to? Like,
no.
Also, or 11 or something like that.
You have Red Guardian in the deck to solve real problems, not made up problems that you brought on yourself. Like, Red Guardian has a real job to do. Let him do it.
Right. Widow's Kiss protects your opponent's cards from Red Guardian.
Yep, exactly. That's an Iron Man you didn't like blank out. Oh man.
No.
That's the silliest thing I've ever heard.
It's worth briefly mentioning they did this right after she was in the spotlight too, which is just yucky.
Kind of a dick move.
I just got a variant for it finally.
Yeah.
This is the massacred my girl. No.
100%. Viper 3/5 to 3/4. Like, the rest of these are just little stat changes. Viper is very good. I've seen people be upset about this, but like, Viper's a lot of points if she's sending over a Void or a Hood.
She's what they call the perfect candidate for a nerf, because she'll probably still play equally as much in the decks that need her with -1 power, so she should have. Yes, so she should have.
Yep, that's exactly like any card that you still play it the exact same amount. Good candidate for a loss of 1. Scream and Grandmaster and Okoye all go 2/2 to 2/3. Scream, I think, is weird, but I guess that's like compensation for how soon they did it after her release.
And I mean, there was also a nerf to Scream in the same OTA. So
it's true, but I don't know. It's like you were saying earlier. This doesn't hurt Scream nearly as much.
It doesn't hurt her as much as it does Kingpin.
She can only do 1 per turn anyway. Like,
yeah,
it's true. But I'm happy for Grandmaster and for Okoye. I have never been an Okoye believer, but like, hey, a 2/3 is a different thing than a 2/2.
It's a lot. It makes a big difference. Grandmaster, I can't like. I was playing him a ton at 2/0, and
that card is very good right now.
2/2 playing him even more. Like, I can't believe 2/3 ended up being the right stats. Maybe you never know.
Maybe.
And then the single worst card in the game, according to our dear co-host, Emperor Hulkling, gains a power 6/11 to 6/12. They said in the patch
Viper,
notes,
this is not going to change anything.
No, it really won't. He's not good. They keep saying we can't put him to 5, guys. It was broken. It was way too busted. And it's like, well, he ain't working at 6. Like, so figure something else out.
Yeah, I think this is where like rule of cool and funny is going. Like, they don't want Hulks to be smaller than 10, but if he needs to be smaller than 10 to make him a 5 cost, you need to. Like, I think that would be a much more fun card. Anyway, that's the OTA. On to the patch. This was, I believe, the smallest patch ever in terms of what was in the official patch notes and also what was in the data mines, right? It was like very disappointingly small. But we did get updates to 6 cards. Okay. They're all November cards. We have no idea what's coming in December. I shouldn't say no idea. We have like card names that we suspect there's a Rivals season, Marvel Rivals season coming in December. Right? That's the one, maybe? Anyway.
I think so. That's the rumor that I have heard. And when I say rumor, I mean it's all but confirmed.
Right. But we know nothing about their stats or their abilities. Like, we have never had a patch that doesn't give us 2 months out, except for last one, which gave us like half of November's cards. Anyway, Frigga, these are all November cards. Frigga, on reveal, she was a 4/6, now a 3/3. Add a copy of the last card you played to your hand. retroactive, the backwards, the last card you played.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's way more playable at 3/3.
Most definitely.
Totally agree.
Also,
100%.
there's something that I only put together now. This is like the third time we've talked about this card or something. She's for hammers, right?
Yeah.
Like that's like the design intent here is that
yes.
like okay.
All
I
of
don't
the,
think we
like-
ever said that
We
before.
probably should have.
Yeah.
Probably not, because it's so much harder to do at a 4. She's still hard to use as a hammer card now, right? Like, if you're using
It's
Jane,
easier to use for everything now, but like
yes. If you're using Jane to pull your hammers, it's, I don't know.
Hammers are just difficult like that.
It's just it's still a weird card. I'm still not entirely convinced that I think I want to play this card more though at 3/3 for sure, like than at 4/6. I'm still not sure I want to play it though.
This is where my brain went with it. Is like, oh well, I could put her in like a little zoo deck, like with Kate Bishop and stuff. And if she gives me more ways to generate like new cards
Another
or
acid
whatever, then
arrow.
I can. Well, then I have to put less little dinky cards in my deck. You know what I mean?
It's true.
Because I can gen more, which leaves me more room for my buff card and other cards. Because that's the problem with zoo decks is you got to make sure you have enough ways to zoo. But also you have to balance that, right? Because if you have too many tiny cards in your deck, you're gonna like run out. You're gonna get two weird draws. So that's why Kate's so good. Honestly, you know what I play instead of Jeff in most decks? Kate. The arrows are fun and good. It's all cutting into my Nico time, to be honest. Right.
True.
I've got to think about Frigga more, but I was just gonna say I think Nico and Hood, well, Demon, are both really cool cards with her.
Mm-hmm.
If you do the double Nico, you get a 4-cost Nico with the double spell. It's pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if it will keep its spell or if it will rotate, but
I think it'll rotate. That's usually how it works when you get a copy of Nico. Like it won't stay that.
From cloning vets.
Yeah,
you're right. Okay.
And maybe there's some 3-costers, but yeah, I mean, she's gonna be a tiny cards duplicator mostly.
Yeah, so it's like, which is kind of what bounce cards do. So then it's like tiny cards, big power, which is where I went with Demon. I really don't know what I want to do with her. Yeah, I totally yes. I totally agree though. At 3/3, she's close enough that I'm like, I'm gonna think about what I can do with this. She seems like it might be a fun little combo card.
Certainly more options. Oh, you know what would be fun? U.S. Agent. Give me a second one of those.
Ooh, that's
and you can do that on
delicious.
curve.
Yeah. I do love me a double U.S. Agent.
That's very good.
Yes.
Gore the God Butcher. Ongoing +2 power for each on reveal card in play. That hasn't changed. He just went from a 6 -3 to a 6 -1. I think this card's boring. Might be strong. I think
it's boring too. It might be strong.
So boring.
Hard to say until we see it in action.
He's very Gilgamesh-y to me, and I really haven't played much Gilgamesh at all.
I think it kind of depends on like the meta as far as like how much on reveal you can expect your opponent to be playing. Because like definitely some, but like a lot or just a bit. I don't know.
I mean, but they did have to give him that negative power because I think just like on reveals are powerful, and if you have a whole deck of them, they can only
you're going to be
Cosmo
playing
one
a ton
lane.
of them for sure.
Mystiquing, so. But yeah, I agree. It's just not that interesting to me.
Yeah.
And most of his synergies are more ongoing cards, right? Invisible Woman with Taskmaster, Ravonna Renslayer, Onslaught.
Yeah. I'm not excited about this card. I gotta be real.
Also works with hammers.
Yep.
Hey.
The hammer.
Speaking of cards that work with hammers.
Yeah, King Eitri, whose power has changed so much, we're not even going to talk about the old ability. The new card.
Yeah.
The new card is a 1/2. Activate. Draw a card that didn't start in your deck. At first, I interpreted this as Agent 13, card. But no. Arasham Loki hammers Thanos.
Arasham Loki.
I think Thanos is
card.
actually
a
really cool
finder.
one. Yeah. I saw somebody say Thanos, and I'm like, that's probably the best use besides hammers. Maybe even better than hammers. Draw an Infinity Stone.
So, probably. Yeah.
Pretty cool.
People will love
cool
him.
Card.
He's a cheap card. He'll go in several different things. He'll be thin.
He's the diner card, right? Or at least that's what the data mines point to.
That's what it sounds like.
So, our last diner card was very strong, Cassandra Nova.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, Lafay, the ice giant, right? Is that what they're called?
Yep, that's
War Masters?
correct.
Okay, he's a 4/5. On reveal, steal 1 power from each other card here. Kind of like a very Sage
4/13
vibes,
potentially.
very Spider-Woman vibes. With
Ajax,
Luke Cage or Ajax. This card is very strong.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
high
big
Evo.
pile of stats. It's a
It's like-
4/11 if they have 3 things in the lane, a 4/13 if they have a full lane.
Yeah. So like also
Are you hitting your
junk,
own stuff
you
too
know?
in that math? I guess. I
Oh
guess
no,
your
I
own
was
stuff
not.
just goes.
I was not hitting.
But your own stuff
That
just goes.
just like balances out. It
Yeah,
all
unless you
evens.
have Luke Cage or Ajax, then
Yeah.
You,
and
then
then it
you just
doesn't
play
balance out
Annihilus
now.
on turn 5, and you either blow up or give them all the negative stuff. You just
Oh my gosh,
Rock
he's a
the
super
debris.
yellow jacket.
super yellow jacket.
I
Yeah.
love this card.
Absolutely. Yep.
I'm gonna send over some nasty hoods.
Yeah,
Okay.
this card is too big to be this interesting.
Yeah,
I'm a little bit annoyed. I think it should be a little smaller. I don't know.
I agree.
Yeah, people will tilt because, you know, people will play him. And I guess there'll just be a lot of Luke Cage, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Probably.
It was a great example of a card that's not good on launch week.
Yes. Yep.
Speaking of bigger cards with interesting abilities, Malekith is a 4/6. Was he like King of the Dark Elves or something?
Yep.
On reveal, add a 1, 2, or 3 cost card from your deck here. It reveals at the end of the game. I believe you'll
Cool.
be able to tap on it and see what it is.
Yeah, I think
That
so.
follows precedent with like Dark Dimension and stuff.
Okay.
Mhm.
So I'm assuming it's definitely random then, right?
Random out of
Yep.
those 1, 2, 3s, so you have to like really control your deck if you
You can
want.
curate, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's interesting.
So you
I'm
have to think
intrigued.
about ones that you do want at the end of the game, right? Like a Titania is not going to move because it's at the end of the game.
I mean, a
This
surfer,
is the card
right?
I'm least sure of, but
like-
maybe I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how
Okay,
you
but
build
like
around
think
it.
if it's in a surfer deck, it's fine if it's a surfer, it's fine if it's a wolfsbane.
But there are other things that's not fine to
You're right.
get out. And like
But
if
maybe
you
it
want to
cases
hit
out.
things
There's
with
so many
Surfer,
3-cost cards, you know? There's so many 3-costs.
Yeah.
Maybe it fits there somewhere.
I like the Wolfsbane thing and the Sage idea. Well, you didn't
Those
say
are both
Sage,
very
but I filled in
good.
the blank
Yeah.
of Sage because
Yeah.
like those are cards
Sage
that
equals
would
Wolfsbane.
benefit from revealing later in the game.
So can you, Benjamin Roller, curate a surfer deck to put Malekith in?
I mean, I'll definitely try. That's the kind of thing I'm into. Yeah. I mean, if I get the card, I don't know if I'll get the card. We'll see.
I think this card's actually really flexible because it's a deck thinner. That's huge.
Yeah, I think
True.
that is
True,
one
true.
thing about it that is pretty cool.
Yeah, and it thins the low stuff out. You know how when your opponent's Yondu and you're like, so what? You just made my draws
Thanks.
better.
Yep.
You're Yonduing yourself and you get the card that you Yondued. Like,
Yes, meaning you're getting the higher cost cards in the later turns when you want them.
I feel like maybe there's something very obvious with Malekith that we are missing, but I don't know. It's just not my kind of card to like. There's probably a low-hanging good idea with this card, but I'm not
This
sure
one?
what it is.
this one doesn't pull hammers.
No,
Yeah.
no, it does not.
He's the bad guy. Okay.
But it's
One
that kind
more.
of card where it's like a combo, you know? Like,
That's the thing. I don't think he's a very complicated combo, though. I think because
no, you're
he's
right.
thinning
The
your
deck
deck,
thinning
he's
is
just
huge.
good.
That's huge.
He's
Yeah.
just a good card.
I think
As
you're
long
right.
as you have, like, with the little bit of deck building restriction that, like, you don't want cards that are bad at the end of the game. Say, Hood. Right? You want cards that can be power. You don't want your spider hands.
Or
and
you
stuff
could
like
go with Valk.
Also, I've got a question. When it says 3 cost with the capital C, does that refer to the card's permanent cost, or
Yes.
it's okay? So if you've done the Zabu on turn 1, Malekith is not going to pull out a 4 cost with a reduced energy burden.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
From what they've
Same
said.
with like Mr. Negative. He does not.
It only
affect-
pulls out like natural 1, 2, or 3 cost cards.
Yes. If it were the other, it would say a card that costs 1, 2, or 3. Okay.
Yep. Cool.
Okay, the last one, Surtur, whose ability has remained the same, but stats changed. He is a 3/5. After you play a card with 10 plus power, this gains plus 3 power. I guess the 2/2 version was busted.
It sounds like
every version of this card has looked busted. It still looks busted.
It does, right? You play it on 3. You can play 10 power cards on 4, 5, and 6.
Yep. Uh-huh.
Still a huge shift from 2 to 3.
Then he's a 3/14.
Yeah, this like I don't know why they keep changing it. Every version of it that we've seen, this is the third one. They all seem really good. What was its first version? 3/3, and it gained plus 4 power. Is that right?
That rings a bell. Because then he would get to 3/10 with 2 hits. Yeah.
It may mean it's even more likely to change again, next time we see it. You're trying to
this one also crosses the 10 threshold with 2 hits, which means your scar is free on the last turn.
Yup. Yeah. This is just a big dumb idiot's card for sure. And I mean that as a compliment. It's going to go great there. It's going to be very effective. It's a 3/5. It's already like efficient stats. Even if you somehow completely shit the bed and don't play anything with 10 plus power, you still played a 3/5. It's fine.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not looking forward to that card joining the game.
Is Fenris Wolf the only other card from the season that just it's not here because it didn't change?
Because it still seems very strong to me.
Yeah. I think Malekith seems very fun, except he's a generic good cards card. So if he's everywhere, I'm not gonna be interested.
I could also see there might be a specific application that just wasn't tickling our brains the right way, that we're just not attuned to.
Maybe I will use him as a combo card. I don't know. It looks like it's an alright season. Not extremely exciting to me, but it's alright.
I had thought before these changes that there were going to be a lot of skips for me this season from the way things looked, but I don't know. I'm pretty interested in several of these cards. We'll see what happens.
King Etri just seems fun to me. That might be the one
I agree.
A little cheap card that lets you do your other bullshit better. What fun.
Yeah. You get to draw all those rocks from your Darkhawk opponent.
No, why? Why, Lauren? Splitsmas. On Splitsmas Day? Okay.
Sorry. Hey,
Darkhawk can't hurt you.
Still doing a useful thing,
Okay, yeah, you're
not
right.
Great, but it's,
it's thinning
it's a step in the right direction.
Okay. You're right. It's not the worst thing in the world to pull a rock out. Unless it fills your
Glass is
hand.
half full.
Hey, maybe you're pulling out a vibranium shard, huh? Ever think of that?
Oh, because I never played
Not that
vibranium
makes
mines
sense.
because I want my
it's
cards
still
usually.
pretty unexciting.
I do think people don't play on vibranium mines enough, including myself.
I do when I'm playing Zoodex and stuff.
Like rocking up,
occasionally.
pulling up 1/4s. Yeah. Okay. The roadmap. The last thing to talk about before we move on to our side quests. They dumped the in concept section. I mean, they talked about it, but it's not on the official image roadmap. And I think that's wise because they got a lot of flack last time for that section. So now they're only talking about things that are imminent, or at least actively being worked on. They put high voltage in here and in the patch notes, and I think that's silly because it's
they're padding it out with
it totally felt like padding. I don't know how much we want to talk about high voltage.
It's here. I played a little bit.
It's
we
here.
should. First impressions.
It's very fun, but I think the fact that it has no stakes, it's a good thing that it only lasts a week.
Yeah.
It's
think
so
there's not a ton
chill.
of
It
depth
feels
here.
like. Which
I
I
like
it's
having
so
a mode
fast.
that's chill. Yes. I like fast. I like chill. It's great for knocking out missions like fill all locations. I can do that in 3 turns now. But I'm not at this point yet. I'm still having fun with it. But I'm just like, if this was a forever mode, I think having no stakes makes it like, I don't think the interest is going to stay over time, right? Like,
I agree.
That's why I think they're saying I think they talked about in a team answer or something, they want limited time mode. Like they're focusing, like they don't want to compete with, the permanent modes that are, out there right now. And it's like after some of the other stuff, just this idea, it's like, oh, here's a chill mission stuff. It's so fast, right? It's like, hey, did you like Snap because it was fast and casual? Even more, you can't tilt as hard when a game's over in 3 turns, And then it's like, oh, and we get a free card out of it. Like, let me just fill up that reward track and let my tired brain just grind that treadmill for those rewards in a relaxing way. Yes, please, and thank you.
To be clear, I think that high voltage is good for what it is, and I think they succeeded in their goals, and it's probably, I like it better than Deadpool's Diner so far, in my limited experience. I mean, we record on Wednesdays, so we've played it a little bit.
I've played maybe 15 rounds.
Yep, that's
I'll
about
say what
where
I've
I am.
seen out of other people is most people kind of dig it in its vibes. And coming off of something like Leagues, it's like it feels like more of a W than an L for sure.
Absolutely. Like compared to Leagues, this is what I want in the way of like exciting events that pop up every now and then.
Oh yeah. Yep.
A mode rotation.
Yeah.
Right. If we have 7 modes live at the same time, it splits up the player base really dramatically and all that. I think it's fun to have.
We don't want that.
Small rotating ones.
And it's a very different deck building challenge. We haven't mentioned that. The idea that you're going 3 turns at random energy, it's like throw together some wild shit if you want.
You probably want to play Ebony Maw in case listeners. I mean, the listeners probably know by now. You're playing Ebony Maw. Are you Team Sunspot or are you Team Killmonger? I'm on Team Killmonger personally. I got a little frustrated. They started me with 6 cost missions, so like I had to play big cards when I really wanted to play small cards. But there are different approaches you can take, so I don't know. I don't think there's a whole ton to solve though. I think we'll have got it all figured out by
But it's just a week
by the time it's over.
I do love that it's like it's such a different game mode that it introduces a unique meta, unique deck building challenges. I think a high voltage, high speed mode that did have stakes with cubes, I think that would be a worthy candidate of being a permanent game mode.
Maybe
that'd be wild. Random energy.
Hard to say.
I have really enjoyed how fast a 3-turn game is. I'll say that. Collector's Vault. These are variants from bundles a year old that you can now buy for lots of gold.
Yeah, now they can put a bundle variant on your little shopping lists in the albums. Isn't that fun?
Oh, don't say that.
As if you didn't know they were going to do that. I mean, like, that's what they want to do.
Think about it.
Yeah, isn't
I don't want to
cool?
be presumptuous, but if anybody at Second Dinner's listening, erase that.
They're going to do it. They already thought of it. That's why they're doing this.
The side load ones, right? The ones that you don't have to have. Hopefully they'll all be in that.
Oh, category. Like bonus ones? Yeah, they might be. Here's the thing with Collector's Vault. They will be. I think so far that has been the case, right? Like Spider-Man, the bonus ones are old bundles.
The ones they've had so far.
So Collector's Vault is only coming out periodically, right? Like we get 1 week of October, and it doesn't rotate during that week. The entire week you have the same 6 cards there. So Collector's Vault is going to be very rare, high FOMO type thing. I don't, off the top of my head, there are no variants I've missed that I'm going to be looking out for. But
it's so expensive. It would have to be. It's someone who's like a hip collector or something, and they put like what
Right.
Spotlight Jeff was a hip or something, and someone didn't have keys for it. Like,
but they don't have the season pass ones in here, so there's still no way for the hip collector to get hip Nimrod. And I really think season pass variants should be in here.
Yeah, I mean, I guess to be clear, I think more things should be available for more people who want them and stuff. I have zero interest in this feature, but like I'm glad for all the people who want things.
Ditto. Not for me, but accessibility is good.
It's too much gold. They're all going to be pricier than super rares, so kind of out for me. But yeah,
more padding, second anniversary celebration, free variant, Twitch drops, special bundle you can buy, login rewards. Like, we get these things regularly anyway. Not to say I'm not grateful, but just like, why is this on the roadmap?
Yeah, it's kind of awkward.
Deadpool's Diner is coming back. I'm excited. It looks like it's not just a complete copy. It has a little bit of a reskin for a Thanksgiving theme, which is fun. I'm cool with more modes that give us free cards.
Yeah.
Okay. In development, character mastery. I'm so glad this is back.
Yes.
I think they actually are going to do it, maybe.
Yeah, you were skeptical last week, but then now we actually got some images of it. I want my Valkyrie or Captain Marvel reaction set so bad. I want beautiful, unique finishes and flares on the cards that I love. This is a feature that's for me. I am much more of somebody who loves splitting really deep on one card instead of going across my whole collection.
This is exactly what I wanted it to be, or perhaps some other mode they talked about, but it's just give it a reward track that getting variants, gets you along. So everything that's useless and all the avatars and stuff that you don't care about because you'll never use them.
What were they also pitching? Was it Prestige or something?
That's what I was wondering. Yes, it was something like that.
I don't think they're gonna, but
I feel like that merged into this maybe. But this is the idea is that all the stuff you get that is some of it is just, it's like you can collect all the stuff of a character you love, but also it feels like, hey, probably a lot of things you get will be progressing on some track somewhere, maybe,
Now, when this mode was first canned, it was because they hit some huge tech roadblock. And they've said that they brought it back because of the community outcry, which is great. I love that they're listening and that they're introducing something that people want. I think what might have been cut is they were going to do challenges for cards. You remember seeing something about that?
Yeah, that seemed cool and interesting.
Yeah, very specific missions for cards and probably tricky ones I don't know, make us a gigantic Deadpool or destroy Wolverine so many times.
Yeah, I think that was the example they gave.
It's a bummer if those go, but they were never going to do them for every card, right? That's a lot to make up unique missions for every card. Anyway.
Yes.
Cool. Super premium season pass. They're getting rid of the $15 tier. Hopefully that means this is $15, but who knows? It might be more.
Yeah.
Instead of giving you 10 bonus levels on the season pass, it gives you more. It's just more season pass. You get more variants, more other things. They kind of hinted that there's something for deck builders in there. I think that's more deck slots.
And I think that's a real bummer if true. That's a clear signal about what kinds of priorities they have and how inviting they want to make the game to different kinds of people.
Yeah.
And
to be clear, because I was confused I was confused the first time you said this. You are bummed out because you don't think that should be paid.
No,
you do think there should be more deck slots.
The thing is, they keep releasing more cards. So, in theory, if you wanted to have every card that you have be in one of your decks, Hearthstone, for instance, they added more deck slots once there were more cards, and they had a wild format like Legacy. And this just this makes it clear that they really want you to be spending at least $180 a year on this card game that you can't take it with you. Man, I don't know. And it just it signals that I wish I'd written down my thoughts about this but I think it's very ominous if they paywall extra deck slots. That's what I think. That's some pay for play in a bad way is what I would say. I don't know. I haven't written up a manifesto about it, but it's gross.
Sure. Haven't they hinted that Gold Pass is like, or they've certainly like, we've seen moves that like gold, they are trying to reduce the value of gold and eliminate how much you have. I can foresee a future, depending on how much super premium season pass is, I can foresee a future where my $5 that's going to Gold Pass goes to this instead. Yeah, especially for people who don't value cosmetics as much.
Yeah, that's so I do think what I've seen from the community is a lot of worry that they're going to take things out of the $10 tier to prop up the 15. And that seems like it would be so stupid to do because we have so many people who analyze the game that will look at the past and be like, yeah, they did that, right? And immediately would be known and everyone would be mad.
Stupid enough to do that.
I think it's what Lauren says. I think it will be extra bonuses, like extra variants and stuff like that. And I won't lie, that probably will get me to spend an extra $5 in the game if they're going to offer more additional like cosmetics and stuff. I don't get it now because I don't.
Yeah, to clarify, I'm very much in favor of that. I think that would be cool and very exciting for the collectors and stuff. And I'm not opposed to them like making the super premium season pass more appealing and cool. I just specifically don't think they should paywall extra deck slots.
No, you're exactly right.
Because it's very frustrating. I regularly close the app because I can't decide what to delete. And I've got a cool idea, but I can't throw out, like, I've got a lot of cool decks that I love. And I'm really...
I've seen players who stay near 0 decks, and I'm just like, how do you do it? I'm at 20 constantly.
No, I agree. And that's the example of good versus bad monetization, right? Like bad monetization, making people pay a subscription for extra deck slots, basically. Good monetization, cosmetics that have no effect on the gameplay, for people that enjoy that to help, pay for the game. So, hopefully we'll only have the good type and not the bad type. We'll see.
Album preview and wish list, at which point they say, we're going to let the image do the talking. And it's not a very clear image. But I think the point is, when you're looking at a variant in the shop, you can tap the album icon and see which album it belongs to and how close you are to completing it. That's good. Yeah, I have no idea what wish list is. I hope wish list lets me say, I want Baby Valk, and it doesn't take me more than 10 months to get her. That would be a great way for you also. Yeah, that would be a great way to help their algo, right? Their algorithm, the variant algorithm is really, really bad.
Yeah, I just as a casual observer of it, yeah, it's real bad.
It's so bad. It doesn't show me the cards I play a lot. It shows me cards I hardly ever play, the exact same variant over and over again. I don't know what's going on there. Even like, I am not normally somebody who chases albums, and even like recently, I'm like, I really want Iron Man eye roll. That's an emote I could use a lot when somebody's being stupid with their emotes. And so I'm like, okay, fine. I don't love baby variants, but you know what? A goal for the gold that I'm stockpiling. I'm going to go for the baby variants to get Iron Man eye roll emote. I haven't seen one in months. Like, I would spend gold if they would show them to me. Anyway.
But also, I do like that they're going to show you, which albums things belong to, because I have purchased some variants in recent months specifically to reach milestones in the albums to get resources. Like, it has come up for me. I finally purchased 10 lifetime variants and got I filled up the progress bar.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I also, I got collector's tokens and big stacks of credits, and I might buy a Jim Lee X-Men if one shows up in my shop. Not that I need this new feature to identify that, because you can tell it's a Jim Lee X-Men, his eyes and stuff. But I think this is a positive thing. I don't think it's a big enough deal to make a whole bullet point about on their roadmap, but good for them for doing it. It probably should have been there the whole time.
Yeah. But with how many variants are in albums now, how many albums there are, it's a good
messy.
quality of life.
Yeah.
New limited time mode, which is probably on top of high voltage and diner, right? Another one, and then we can have quarterly rotations, and I think that's great. They didn't say anything else about that. In concept, draft mode, they still haven't really done much for it. They identified some things. They want it to be highly replayable, which I think is great.
Well, no, I mean, that's your drafting is highly replayable. Congratulations, you done found it. It's like a roguelike for your cards.
Another of the key pillars for the mode, fun gameplay.
No.
That feels unique. That's an important part. That feels unique from Constructed. Yes. Okay.
Except then they go on to say that like they don't want it to feel like playing a weaker version of the normal discard deck if you draft a discard deck. And like, sorry, that's kind of draft. I think they're just admitting that they don't like drafting. They don't appreciate limited formats. They like that's the restrictions. Like they breed creativity and stuff, and like it's all about being resourceful and pragmatic and adapting and making the best of the situation that you find yourself in. I just don't think they like drafting, and that's not filling me with confidence.
Credit where it's due. The core game of Snap is very innovative, right? There's a lot of things that they grabbed from other games and melded together and invented something new. That's great. We obviously all love the game. I would like to remain open-minded to the idea that draft mode might be, they may succeed in a new style of draft mode that is very successful.
I really hope they nail it.
I hope so, obviously.
And I'm not convinced that they won't. I'm just worried.
Yeah, same page.
I want to bring in the flip side. Part of the reason too people like draft mode is because they can't play a meta deck because it's really difficult for someone to put together a meta deck in a draft mode, and it's fun to not be like okay, well I can't face standard Hella here or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, so yeah, there's all kinds of joys to draft and just that are inherent in the nature of it that I can see why some people wouldn't like, but yeah.
They've also, I have to admit some like lack of experience with other games here, but they have a card acquisition problem, and I have no idea how that relates to draft. Like, do you have to own a card for it to show up in the draft? That
you
seems
shouldn't.
Really contrary.
For instance, in Hearthstone, in Arena, it doesn't matter whether or not you own those cards for Constructed. They're just, it's what's in the Arena pool at that time. So like, I'm not even saying that this draft mode should have every card that's available in Constructed, and I think that maybe that's part of how they could, if they curate it, that they could make it a healthy game mode depending on how they do that, or an unhealthy game mode depending on how they do that. Because like, if it's always correct to pick, like, I don't like if Jeff is an auto pick every time, maybe that's not fun. So maybe Jeff's not in, or like that's just an example. But yeah.
I know what you mean.
It
should be independent from your card acquisition journey and Constructed. That's what I think.
Okay, I hope so too. The final thing that's featured on the roadmap is new cosmetic types, and they show an image that is a game board. It's like a dinosaur world surrounded by lava instead of your space rock that we've played on the entire time. I have one thought on this, which I think is great. Yeah, add more game boards. People have been asking for that. If it's something that's like a paid cosmetic instead of like a seasonal thing for everybody, do you buy these if they're just for yourself?
No, I'm not going to spend any money on.
Okay, well, Ben might not buy them even if they're for your opponent, right? Like I'm thinking if you split the board in half and your opponents can see yours on your half of the board, right? People like having cosmetics that they can show to other players.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Don't you think? Don't you think part of the fun? I mean, yes, you love looking at it. You're like, oh, this is my beautiful Gwenpool. But also, like, I love slamming down a ridiculous Valkyrie and be like, yeah, I split Valkyrie that many times. Check it out.
That's kind of that's the whole thing for me.
I think it would be cool to have seasonal maps, to be honest. Like, I wish they would do that, too. Like the music. Like that's what I would want.
I would like that more than them being like collectibles.
But there's no way for them to make money off of that.
You can't monetize those. Yeah. So anyway, that's my point. I think they would monetize better if they split the board in half and your opponent saw yours. That lets the whales be like, look, I bought the premium golden Coliseum. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think you're right,
fine.
though.
I
A
mean,
lot
like,
of it is about
I'm all
being
in
able to
favor.
show it.
Like, more game boards, more
Cosmetics.
variety for the people who, you know, if there are people who feel underserved by our silly asteroid, then yeah, give them what they want. That's what I think. I'm fine with the asteroid, and I would keep playing on this asteroid, till the end.
Hear, hear.
On the 5th day of splits, Miss Benbroad gave to me my gold split king. My gold split king. Cat calling wings, 3 mysterios, 2 sinisters, and a card that is also a tree.
Okay, time for our side quests. First up, secret homework. This week's secret homework was assigned by Ben. Take it away.
Alrighty, secret homework. So, for those who don't recall, we were supposed to design an incentive card for a mechanic or synergy that players have not yet been rewarded for. And I gave several, sort of starter thoughts, examples, things last week. And one in particular seemed to pique my co-host's interests. Everybody seemed to like the locations replaced / revealed thing. So I decided to run with that. And my first thought was like, maybe some sort of a teleporting character, maybe like Gateway from X-Men or whatever, or something like that. Or maybe someone who's known for their globe trotting. But then I thought, what's better than someone known for globe trotting? Perhaps someone known for planet trotting. Perhaps an absentee father who you'll never track down. And so I've got a limerick for you.
Okay.
Some have said that long hair don't care. Either way, Daddy Summers wasn't there. Swashbuckling in space with a grin on his face, he's the Starjammer in chief, Corsair. Corsair, 2/3. When a location is revealed or replaced, this gains +2 power, and you get +1 energy next turn. So in theory, you could drop him down on turn 2 and get 4 energy on turn 3 when that reveals. I went with the energy thing to, he's a Summers, and he's not a mutant, I believe. He has no particular powers or anything, but they all seem to love energy. Cyclops, evolved Cyclops anyway, cares about energy. Havoc cares about energy. Even Hope Summers cares very much about energy. And so I was like, wouldn't it be fun, like, if you had sort of a rolling, like, extra energy thing that only kept going as long as you kept, traveling to new planets and stuff, and, revealing new locations and doing all that. And he gets bigger, as it goes along. So, if you re-roll 2 locations in addition to the reveal that happens if you play him correctly on curve on turn 2, then, it'll be a 2/9 or something, but you really have to work for it. But you also get some extra energy while you're at it. So, I don't think he would be, broken or anything, but I think he would be interesting and possibly good. And that's, really what I've been shooting for is, cards that might be good but wouldn't be broken. That's sort of my sweet spot for hypothetical, dream design challenge things.
I love the something like if you had Nocturne and Nico's spell and Legion, you could have 4 location changes in a single turn, which obviously is that's the ideal situation.
And
but I like that you could stack those up and have a very lovely turn 6.
Yeah, turn 6 with 4 extra energy, and you've already got a very large thing on one lane, and probably you've got Legion on a different lane, and yeah, I could see that being a game plan right there. So yeah, that's my card. I haven't read anything recent with Corsair in it, but I just remember.
No, this is me. Okay, sorry. can't hold back anymore. All right.
Lore corner.
Okay, this is so perfect because Corsair, who I wasn't that familiar with before, but he looks like a space pirate from the 80s. Like,
he's very 80s.
Like, he's very hippie 80s. Like, it's like, I don't know. He brings the weed, I think. But, like, he's just shown up. He's just shown up in Phoenix. Phoenix has her own, it's called Phoenix, Jean Grey title. It's like only like 4-ish issues in. And one of the first things she runs she's off on her own journey, right? And she's like having these conversations with Cyclops back on Earth. He's like, okay, honey, like, it's awesome that you're doing this thing. I support you, love you. And she's like, cool, I'm just like redeeming myself in space, figuring things out. And she runs into Corsair immediately, who drags her into fighting the Black Order, Ebony Maw, Proxima Midnight, like that whole crew. He makes up that it's for a good reason, but it's for a selfish reason, of course, because he's Corsair. Anyway, so it's just like when you said that, I'm like, oh, I know who it is. And he's so, how fortuitous. He's just been in the comics. All right. Sorry, I was very excited.
I am unfamiliar with that character. I was also unfamiliar with my character. Okay, I guess we're introducing the mechanic. My mechanic is tokens. Okay. Which was very challenging to write text that said tokens without saying tokens, because we don't say that in the game. Anyway, tell me what you think. Didn't
start in your deck, or does that not count?
Here's the limerick. He's Monarch, the bro of Cap Britain. Makes more rocks and kisses than written. Tugs reality strings to dupe all of the things. Leaves all of his enemies shittin'. Monarch. His stat line is so tricky to me. I'm going to go with 3-1. When you generate cards that cannot start in your deck, generate one extra in the same place. So, you play Hood, you get 2 demons in your hand. You play Black Widow, you give 2, what are they, Widow's Bites? You give 2 of those. You play Rock Slide, 3 rocks in your opponent's deck. Brood, 3 broodlings. So, anywhere that you generate tokens, there's 1 extra. Which is obviously very strong. Patriot's kind of a token card because a lot of the tokens are vanilla, but not all of them are, right? There are plenty that aren't. The Widow's ones, for instance. Hammers also. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you play Thor, you get 2 hammers in your deck. Anyway, I have no idea how to stat him, because you want him to be a setup card, but also it's really strong if you can, like, on turn 4, drop a whole ton of rocks into your opponent's deck.
True. Yeah.
So when I was looking for a character, who could create life or create objects, because I'm like, they are creating tokens. And Monarch is one such character. He's the brother of the original Captain Britain, or at least the well-known Captain Britain. Okay. Braddock.
Yeah, the one from Excalibur and stuff.
Yeah.
I like the card
90s
idea.
kids know.
It would fit. It's the kind that lets you think about, like, pulling together different cards than you might normally, it's always a really fun card for me to look at.
Yeah, kind of invent some new synergies.
Yeah.
Maybe busted, like a Wong White Tiger is 4 tigers.
I also don't envy you the figuring out of the stat line there, because I can't decide, like, what's too shrimpy versus, like, where. Yeah, I have no idea how to calibrate that for that effect.
Yeah, but anyway, I thought it was a very cool power, and so and really I love tokens, so that's mine.
Good job.
Okay,
thank you.
I went mine from a different angle. Instead of thinking mechanic first, I thought of a character I really wanted to be in Snap that's not in Snap yet, and then I worked backwards. So I picked the wonderful character of Hellcat, Trish Walker.
Oh, Patsy.
Yes, that's
Patsy.
who I
she really wants to be your friend.
We love.
She's friends with She-Hulk, obviously the Jessica Jones. They did an injustice to her, in my opinion, the way they ended her story. As a fan of the character.
Oh, on that show.
And,
yeah.
Yeah, in the show, I didn't like the way how they left her off, but Hellcat is such a good character. So if you're unfamiliar, her mom, in the comic books anyway, was like a comic writer and did like a series about her and her friends that was kind of imaginary as Patsy Walker. So she was a child celebrity, which, as you know, means you grow up really well when your parents exploit you in such a manner. So she's all kinds of effed up. She's such a flawed character. It's delicious. As, someone to write with and stuff. She has 2 ex-husbands, one of which led to her second, which led to her death. And it was when she came back from the dead. Funnily enough, she only came back because they were trying to save Mockingbird and accidentally picked her up instead. So, there's more for her to deal with. And she just has like minor psychic powers kind of in comparison to the broad spectrum. And she's just really into superheroes. She decides to put on the costume and go out. And she's a bit of an alcoholic and stuff. She's just all kinds of effed up, but that's... Right? Like, there's so many characters they call flawed sometimes who are like, are they that flawed? Like, my flaw is that I'm never late for work, And it's like, she is. Like, when you see characters like Hawkeye, Clinton Barton, right? In the Matt Fraction run, and you're like, these are not superheroes. And you see them in the panels with all these bandages all over their face. Like in the second, there's this run from 2023. I'll link it for those. I know some people out there have Marvel Unlimited, the subscription. I'll put the link so you can find this run. 2023, there was a 5-issue run of Hellcat that I love. Christopher Cantwell wrote it. Alex Linz did the art. And it's one of the first issue, she goes out. She doesn't know if she murdered someone. She doesn't remember. Everyone else thinks she did it because she's a crazy lady who puts on a costume. And you see this image, there's just this panel of her just like chugging this whiskey from the bottle, these little cuts all over because she's just a person, And then the next issue, it's just like Band-Aids, like you would if you were in a legit fight. She has to go home to fix her nose bandage. It's horrific and like real, and she's just a really real character. Anyway, sorry. So I want her to be in the game. So I worked backwards from there. And to work with her story and, a bit of a cat theme going on here. I mean, we're talking about Hela. We're talking about her coming back from hell. It had to be a discard card, right? And when we think about discard, we incentivize discarding the card. We incentivize bringing back cards only in terms of their power, right? That's Hela's idea. Discard just big bad cards, right? Even with Black Cat, it's just like she's a big stat line, if you can bring her back. So it's like, what if we actually had a reason to bring a card back beyond just its power? So what I gave her was, when this is returned from the discard pile, destroy a random enemy card at this location. Because, sometimes she murder a person. So, like... I put her, and then I thought, okay, what's the stat line? Because it's tricky, right? And this is like optimistic. It's like right now, Ghost Rider and Hela are pretty much like the kind of only ways to bring her back. So hopefully, maybe there'll be more support in the future.
Fenris Wolf for your opponent next month.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right. So so I thought, like, okay, I liked her at a 1/2 though. Because then she's actually a -1 in Hela, but like she destroys a card on your enemy side of the board. Also, bring her back with Ghost Rider. Otherwise, and it's
1/2 is so tiny versus like a Spider-Man 2099. I wonder if
right.
I'm not even saying that
to be bigger.
I'm not saying the stats are necessarily wrong. What if she gets to do something cooler, like take out the highest power card?
But part of it is right now she works with Colleen. Colleen will discard her easily, or you know what I mean? Like with the low stat line, in some ways it'll make it easier for her to get discarded.
I'm saying don't change the stat line. Make her stronger.
Oh, okay.
Let her take out the highest power card instead of a random one.
I thought about that. Targeting one. Maybe that's.
Yeah,
think
we've
she-
seen how weak destroying a random one is.
I
with
think she
could
target.
99.
If she was a 1-2.
No, Gambit's been getting me good lately.
Well,
but
Gambit
yeah,
gets
okay,
to do
I
it
agree.
again and again. Like,
He's
he gets to
such a
narrow the
jerk.
field. Like,
But also, this would be good because it would take her further away from Gambit, which I like, when the cards are a little bit further away, like that. Okay, and here's the limerick. Turn 1, I drew Sweet Patsy Walker, but turn 2, I had to discard her. Oh, she didn't behave, and she rose from her grave as the Hellcat. She's not here to barter.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So wait, does she transform when you bring, like, she's Patsy Walker
Okay,
when you discard her?
Here's the problem. So
that would be fun.
If she did a Bucky where she was Trish Walker and then came back as Hellcat, all the variants would be of Trish Walker instead of Hellcat. That's how they do Bucky, and I couldn't do that to her. I like her costume.
Okay, you're right.
I'm not saving it for Ultimate to
Really
get a
good
special
point.
variant.
Okay, I support this.
All right, new homework is going to be our first ever listener suggestion.
Ooh.
Also from a friend, so there's that, but still, the new homework is going to be somewhat simpler this week. It's going to be just a new location. Just invent a new location. And I, as an example, and to bring a call back from last week, talking about the Scarlet Witch, as a location could be the last store. Scarlet Witch's last store. And
you told us about this last week.
Yes, and the suggested ability for it would be get a random card whose energy is the cost of the turn. This location is revealed. Because people arrive at the last store at the right time. Scarlet Witch is helping them at the right time. So the idea that you would have a card you could play that turn, for sure, is kind of cool, I think, thematically. And also it'd be wacky because you'd normally only get a 1, 2, or 3. But if someone, location changes later for some reason, then you'd get
Somebody's
a 4,
leaning
5, or
hard
6.
into their Corsair deck.
I love that. Yeah, right.
It'd just be a little more chaotic, right? Which goes with
Scarlet Witch on 5, and you get a
Uh-huh.
5 cost. That's cute.
So
Okay.
so
love it.
that's the new secret.
I love it.
homework.
Yep.
And a card that is also a tree. On the 9th day of Splitsmas, Ben Brode gave to me Gladiator, glancing meek, made a meek and black swan activating a goose snow playing my gold split king. Cat calling wing, 3 mysterios, 2 sinisters, and a card that is also a tree.
Now it's time for our game, and I would tell you about it, but I have no idea what we're playing because we have a surprise guest.
Ooh.
What?
Oh, this is why. Okay. You said it would make sense.
Yeah. Surprise guest should arrive any moment now.
Oh, they're even just called guest. It's such a surprise.
Oh,
We're gonna have a good 3-person showdown, I think. I don't know.
It's
Hey!
Merry Splitmas!
And a Merry Splitmas to you.
Yay!
Yay!
Okay, so
Oh, you all came dressed up.
Cool.
yeah, it's Splitsmas.
I forgot.
This hat is so hot. Anyway, y'all, this is SnapVariants, massive, important pillar of our community, in the Twitter community at least. And he's gonna run our game for us. Take it away.
Yay! Okay,
So we all get to play the game?
you all get to play.
Huzzah! Okay.
Okay, so this game is called Spotlight Voltage, I guess. I mean, the only thing it has in common with the new high voltage is that there's 3 turns. So, okay, so here are the rules. I'm going to you'll each take turns, and then I'll tell you a new card from one of the previous spotlights, and then you have to tell me the season pass card, and then the other 2 cards that were in that spotlight. So
there's
I
no
know
way.
that. Okay. I know that this is somewhat hard. So you get to ask questions, right? So
Okay.
the first person, like, we'll go in turns. Let's say restarts.
Okay.
I'll ask.
Yes.
She'll start with a season. She'll start with a card, and then if she can't guess it, then it'll move on to the next. Or then she'll get to ask a question, and then if she can't get it, it'll move on to the next person. They can ask a question until we get to every person, which is just 3. So, and your points, if you can get it early, are much higher than. So if you can get it on the first chance, you get 5 points, and then 4, then 3, then 2. So,
Okay.
all right, 4, then 3, then 2, then 1. Okay. Anyway, I'll get.
I want to brag
someone get
ahead
there.
of time that I have spent a lot of nights scrolling the calendar on Marvel Snap Zone, so I feel pretty confident. I just want to brag that I think I'm going to do well at this. So
Uh-oh.
that way, if I do terribly, I can, I can have a farther fall.
I can do season passes. I cannot do the spotlight, friends. We'll see.
We'll see. Well, the first thing you guess is the season pass. If you can't get it, that's 2 points. We'll move on, right? The other 2 are worth 4 points if you can get them right on your first turn before you ask a question. Okay?
Okay. And we're
So-
keeping score because you can't be bothered.
No, I can keep score. I've got it all set up. I keep score. Who wants to go first? That's the question.
It's such a dangerous
Ben
precedent.
can't do it.
I don't like this at all. No, the
you
game
know
is
what?
exciting.
Yeah, but the thing is that I'm. This is the only thing I'm doing, right? So.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Who's going first?
Reed.
Okay. So you're going to go first, but we're going to do a practice round just so you get an idea of what's going on. So it's not going to affect anything in the
Okay,
total
but I'll
points.
complain if I get it right and then I don't get points. Like a
Understandable.
true snapper.
Yeah. Well, it is somewhat easy, so we'll see. Okay. So it's the first one is Scarlet Spider. So the first thing is, what's the season pass card for Scarlet Spider?
That was last season. Oh man. Okay.
It's way harder than you think
Two
it
on the
is.
spot. Okay. This season was Agent Venom, and last season I've already forgotten. How have I already? It's 2 on the spot. I'm already failing. Oh, it was a symbiote Spider-Man.
Yes. Okay,
Lauren,
so you
help
get 2
me, I won't
points.
lie. I'm already failing so hard.
What were the other 2 cards in that spotlight?
Oh, with
So you
Scarlet
can make one
Witch.
guess.
Was White Widow one of them?
You got it. So then that would be 5 points. Wow. What about the other one?
Was it Namora? No, she was a
It
different
wasn't
one.
Namora. Okay, so ask a question. Like you can ask
Open-ended?
power or energy or the variant or what type of card it was or
Yeah, give me what stats am I tap? Can I have the
The whole
power?
stats.
I can. I mean, I can look it
a little
up.
bit
You
more.
can. Yeah. So wait,
Well, I
what
think-
do you want?
Give me the power.
Okay, it is a power, right? 6 power card. Yeah.
Oh, but it wasn't Namora though. Now I'm having trouble thinking of. Was it War Machine?
So hard.
No, it wasn't. I made a mistake though. Not power, energy. It was not. I told you the energy, not the power.
Oh, a 6 energy card.
Yeah, it's a
Was
6
it
drop.
Scar?
It was Scar. So then you get 4 points.
Yay! Okay, I'm glad
Okay,
that
so I gotta-
didn't count though.
Yeah, it didn't
All
count
those points
anyway.
you didn't get.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was somewhat easy. Okay. The next one you're gonna get. I mean, I'm starting off easy. Okay. So you want to start now? Okay. Go ahead. The first one's misery.
Misery just came out.
Yep.
Sorry, I had a day today. I know these things. Misery, the season pass card is, of course, Agent Venom.
Right.
It's this season. And last week's spotlights were Nomura with Misery, and there's another one I pulled. Was it War Machine?
It was.
Okay. Oh, good. I was like, don't forget last week, Ree. Surely. Don't do that on the podcast.
Well,
okay.
That was the first one. It was easy, right? Okay. So who wants to go next?
I'll make it harder.
Does this one actually count?
Yes, it does.
Oh dear.
You spoke, therefore
right.
It is yours.
All right.
Okay.
I'll take a stab.
Then. All right, Madam Web.
Madam Web, the season pass card was Symbiote Spider-Man. And anything could have been in that spotlight cache. Anything.
We've talked about all of these too on the podcast. It's embarrassing.
Well, certainly not Hope Summers. I don't think. Wait, was it? Wait.
Is that your guess?
No, let me think. This is the Madam Web week. What was there? Was there move stuff in there? I bet there was.
I should be thinking.
What kind of move stuff would have been in there? No, Hercules wouldn't be in there. Was he? I don't know. Hercules. Was Hercules in there?
It wasn't Hercules. Okay, it's fine. You have a question. You can ask a question.
Let's see about energy cost.
Okay, energy cost, so I don't mess it up this time. So one of the cards is 6 energy, and one of the cards is 2.
Is one of them Mockingbird?
No. Okay, so we got the 6 and 2 energy. That means you're up, Lauren.
I get to take over on the same question?
Yep.
Okay.
So for now, for 3 points each, if you can get one of them.
Oh my
or
goodness.
both of them. You get a question.
I get a question before I guess?
Yep.
Okay, all right. Tell me their power.
Oh, this is gonna be great. Okay, it's a 6-10 and a 2-5.
Okay. Silk?
Yes, you got one.
6'10". That's not Mockingbird. It's not She-Hulk.
Well, of course, now I know what it is.
Oh, this is so not my gift.
You know what? I'm ready.
You don't even need to ask a question, Ree.
I'm gonna pass it. It's gonna take me way too long.
Isn't Elias the only 6'10" that's out there?
I don't know,
She-Hulk?
but you're right.
Mockingbird?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, but She-Hulk's season 3. I mean, like, right? Early.
And we
She's
already knew
here.
it wasn't Mockingbird.
She's already doing her job. Okay.
Okay, so Ree, you got 2 points, Ben, you got 2 points, and Lauren, you got 3 points on that.
Woo!
All right, so Lauren, here's yours. It is Silver Sable.
Silver Sable is also in the Symbiote Spider-Man season.
Yes.
Woo! I have no idea who she was with. This is not my Nimrod.
No, not Nimrod.
Okay, all right. Give me energy.
Okay. It is a 6 energy card cost and a 2 energy cost.
Oh my gosh. I cannot believe how hard this is. Grandmaster.
No.
Okay.
So, all right. So that means we move on to Ree. Do you want to ask a question?
I mean, I kind of just feel like if I get the powers. That'll make it a lot easier for me.
Yeah, maybe that's just how this will go. But all right, it's a 6-9 and a 2-3.
Okay, so it's got to be Mockingbird, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, she's not a 6'10"?
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going with what they are now.
Oh, yeah, she got nerfed under Shang, and everyone's like, that's a buff.
That's super odd.
The 2-3 that came with Silver Sable. It's too early for it to be. It's not Kate yet.
Oh, I think I know what it is.
Darn. Okay, I don't know. I have to say I'll go with Kate because I said it. I'll let Ben have it because I'm not sure.
All right, Ben.
I don't think there are that many options for a 2-3. Is it U.S. agent?
It is definitely U.S. agent.
U.S. agent.
All right. So, Lauren, you have 2 on that round. Ree, you had 3. And Ben, you had 2. All right. So now I'm going to get a little harder. I'm going to go back farther in time. But not too far. That means, I think, Ree, it's your turn.
Okay.
Circe.
Oh, Circe. Okay, that was the Eternals season pass and our card, our season pass card for Eternals. Why can I not remember? It wasn't Phaestos, was it? No, it was a... It's gonna be some... I said Phaestos, and I got an answer. I'm gonna take it that I got it wrong. I don't know. This is too... I've got the game show jitters. Too on the spot.
Wait. All right. We're trying to guess the season pass. Is that what you're trying to do?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's fine. Somebody that means Ben, you get to try season pass.
Season pass for this is the Eternals season.
Seriously,
I'm pretty sure.
We had a whole month of it.
Is this a trick question of sorts? Huh. I could be wrong, but like, was Circe the season pass card of?
No, she wasn't. No, she wasn't. I like, can't believe it.
Oh, it's Gilgamesh.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, yeah, I never play Gilgamesh.
Lauren, you got 2 points for that.
I ignore that guy. He's not my friend.
I never play him either.
Okay, but eventually he gets the variant I saw in the data mine with the frying pan. And once I get that, I might get Okay.
Okay. So now back to you, Ree. The other 2 cards.
Okay.
You want to take a guess before you
that
ask the
went
question?
with Circe?
Yes.
Oh man, do I get a question yet?
You can just have a wild
Stab in the
guess.
dark.
Yeah.
Okay. Annihilus.
No, but now you can ask a question.
Can you give me like archetypes, like discard or destroy or whatever? Just to vary it up.
Absolutely. Okay, one of them is discard, and one of them is its own type.
So maybe high Evo then.
Not high Evo.
Okay.
All right.
Good
Ben.
guess.
Yeah. Wrong.
Oh, geez. What were the clues that we've already received?
One is discard, and one is its own type. Its own.
And we know nothing about their stats.
Nope, but you can ask that.
Okay, and these were in with Circe and back in the Eternals season, which I clearly don't remember all that vividly. What would be there with was one of them is discard. There aren't that many cool fancy discard cards. It wouldn't have been one of the it wouldn't have been one of the maybe it would have been one of those. Okay.
Ben, ask your question first.
Could I get energy costs?
Yes. 1 and 4, but I'm not going to tell you which is which. 1 and 4,
Okay.
and one is discard, one is its own type.
I think that the 1 is the discard card and it's meek.
You're right. So then you can guess the other one?
And the other one is its own thing, and it costs 4. That could be so many things. Let's say...
And it's not high Evo.
And it's not high Evo. Miss Marvel.
It was a good guess, but it's not Miss Marvel.
Oh, that was a good guess.
All right, Lauren.
Mr. Negative is not a Series 4 or 5 card.
Only in our hearts.
No, I don't
even know what that means.
I don't know either, but it makes it pretty hard to contradict, right?
Absolutely. Gosh, I just played a deck full of 4s too. Because I gotta rock the Zabu. Shuri. She's Series 3 now, isn't she?
Series 3, I think.
Okay. Ree, you have one last shot.
That's a question. I'm silly.
Oh, you didn't ask a question? Oh, you didn't ask a question.
That's my fault.
Okay, Ree, you have one
Go
last
for it.
shot.
I also want to know the answer to the question.
You want an extra question? Okay.
I want an extra clue.
Tell me this thing's species.
I don't know. Okay.
Planet is it
Intergalactic being, I guess.
Okay. All right.
I think.
Oh.
An intergalactic four-cost being. Tiny tribunal.
No, wait. I think I'm wrong.
Silver Surfer's dad. I'm so bad at this. All right, I'm passing. Go ahead.
Okay. Last question, Ree.
Okay, wait. I was gonna say Super Scroll. Or was just supposed to ask a question first?
That's Series 3
ask a
too.
question.
You want to ask a question first because that's not eligible. I know.
Okay. All right. I want the power.
Okay. So it is a 4/5 intergalactic being that is its own type.
People are screaming at their phones
Why
right now.
thinking on this so hard?
It's clear who does not play this card.
I guess I don't play this card. No, I don't know. I have no idea.
All right. You want to? It's over. But do you have any guess, Ben? Do you know what it is?
A 4/5 intergalactic being. I mean, like, I'm sure I'm wrong. I'm so sure I'm wrong. What on earth even is four? Like, I'm thinking 4/5s, and none of them are eligible for this. Is it what, like Super Giant or something?
It is a deck that only like certain folks play, and then no one else plays it. And it used to have a document like 12 pages long to explain it.
Oh,
Wow.
Phoenix Force! Oh, I do play Phoenix Force.
Yeah, that is a blind spot for me. I despise that card.
It goes with Nico. All friends of Nico are friends of Ree.
Wait, you got Meek though, Ben, right?
He did, yeah.
Okay, great. All right, so you got 3 points on that, and Ree got 2. All right, so next, Ben, you're up. Cannonball.
Wait, what round was that? Wasn't that
What?
Wasn't that Cersei? Was that the Cersei round?
That was the Cersei. Yeah.
I got Gilgamesh. Do I get points for
Oh,
Gilgamesh?
yeah, you got Gilgamesh. Yeah, sorry, you get 2 points.
Ooh.
My book. All right. It was not Ree. Okay. Great. Then Cannonball.
Cannonball. Okay. That
So
was
what's the season pass?
ago. Cannonball's like way back. Who else was in that season? Wow, this is hard.
I think I know.
Let's see. I mean,
Yeah.
Think about your predictions.
I hope my answer is the same as Lauren's because she's probably right.
oh geez. Yeah, this was so long ago. It
was March that
March.
came out. Oh, sorry.
No, that is information I did not deserve. I don't even think it's going to help me. I think January was what?
You're right.
January was Planet Hulk, and after that, wow. Season pass cards. What are season pass cards? It's not.
You gotta give me an answer.
It's not Deadpool season. What other seasons have there even been? This is it's horrible. Not Thunderbolts. Shoot. Was there?
You want to pass?
I think I'll pass. This is horrible.
Hope Summers.
Yes.
Oh, Avengers versus X-Men. Willikers.
That's what it was.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna get that.
Oh, I should have spent this time thinking about.
Okay. Hope Summers.
All right.
Spotlight friends.
Lauren got 2 points for that.
Okay.
Yeah. Cannonball. What else?
Oh,
wait.
Not Hope Summers.
Back to Ben.
Is it back to Ben?
Yes. We just do the season pass for 2 points, and then we're back to the. So, you want to make a guess before you ask a question?
No.
Do you have any idea?
Take the free shot in the dark.
What?
Cannonball.
Did we talk about mechanics or anything? Like what?
I can do mechanics.
What do they do?
Okay. One is an ongoing, and one is a stacking card, a building card. Power accumulates. Accumulation card.
Like Angela.
Let's see.
Probably not Angela.
Probably not, no. Elsa Bloodstone.
It's not Elsa Bloodstone.
Didn't think so.
Hey.
All right. Lauren.
Give me the energy.
All right. So one is a 1 cost and one is a 4 cost.
I'm going to go with Howard the Duck.
It's not Howard the Duck.
Oh!
Okay, wait. It's a 1 cost and a 4 cost, and one is the stacking thing, and what was the other one?
One's an accumulating card, and one is ongoing. And it was Cannonball during Hope Summers.
I'm trying to think if this is War Machine makes sense, or was he not out? Yeah, I'm gonna guess War Machine.
Not War Machine.
4? No, okay. Yeah, he's after that, wasn't
Wait, did you ask a question?
No.
I don't think you asked a
I
question.
think that was War Machine's release month.
Yeah, that's what I was realizing after. Okay. Wait, so did I blow it because I already got my guess?
You could ask a question.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead. You still have 2 left.
Okay. Give me. I'm trying to think of something other than the power, but it's like it's the most convenient thing. Okay, let's just do it. Lauren gave me the nod. Give me the power.
Okay. I'm gonna give you the power. One is an 8 power and one is a 4 power. So we've got.
So 1/4 is it's got to be Martyr now, right? Because like, what other 1/4?
Let me remind you.
Right. It's
there's a 4 cost and a 1 cost. There's a 4 power and a 1. Oh wait, did I say 8? It's 1 power.
Okay, that's
sorry.
what I assumed. Like there are no 1/8s.
A 1 cost and a 1 cost and a 4 cost, a 4 power and a 1 power.
Oh.
Okay, so it's probably
One's accumulating.
a 1-1.
One is ongoing.
Because one's accumulating. Is it Kitty Pride?
It's Kitty Pride.
Huzzah! Okay.
Great.
Does she get to keep it for the other one?
I think we can let her keep this one and then move on for the last one back to Ben. Since you did guess one already.
So
You want to ask a question? A 4-4
ongoing.
Ongoing.
Wait, so am I guessing or is Ben guessing?
I'm going to give it to Ben since you had already guessed.
Okay.
I
But I give you the point.
4-4 with. Oh, is it?
You get one question.
Okay.
Or you guess.
We already know about its stats. We already know that it's an ongoing card. Can you give me any more information about how it's used?
Archetype.
Well,
said
for a
ongoing.
while it was its own archetype. I think that should give it to you.
Should. 4-4 that was its own archetype.
I guess it knows.
Oh, jeez. I don't know. Is it Miss Marvel this time?
Yes, it's Miss Marvel.
Okay.
All right. So, Ree, you got 2 points. Ben, you got 1 point, and Lauren, you got 2 points on that one.
Woo.
All right, it is Lauren's turn.
Okay.
Red Hulk.
Scar. No. Did I say no fast enough? Did I say no fast enough?
Oh no.
Yeah, you. It's fine. What is your final answer, Lauren?
My final answer is Baron Zemo.
Yes, it is Baron Zemo. Okay, what about the 2 other cards?
Jeff.
Not Jeff. So you want to ask a question?
Yeah. Give me their species again.
Okay, they are both human.
Ugh.
Yeah, it didn't help.
It helps a little. Human. Not a lot of humans. You sure they're human?
No, but about as close as I can get.
Okay, sure. Elsa Bloodstone.
No, not Elsa Bloodstone.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. Do I get a question?
Wait, by human, they can be superhuman, right? I mean, the species.
Yeah, but
you mean
Yeah,
some
I
sort
mean,
of
they're still
terrestrial.
superheroes.
But
Yeah.
mutants aren't humans.
I don't think that either of them are mutants. So
Okay. All right.
As far as I know.
Yeah, right.
All right. So that means it moves on to Ree. You want to ask a question?
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go for the energies.
All right. So the energy cost is 1 and 3.
Three. Okay. Man, trying to think of which cards are still in series. I mean, a lot of them now, I guess, right? That would go with
With
Red
Red Hulk,
Hulk.
the card we all skipped.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I know. I skipped. And it's
But you
probably
talked
'cause
so long
I
about
skipped it 'cause
that
it was cards.
in your first
Yeah.
thing, right?
It's cards that I already have. I'm gonna guess X23. I don't know.
It is not X-23.
Okay.
All right, Ben, what's your question?
So we know their energy costs,
1 and 3, they are humans, I believe.
and they're probably humans. Okay, could we get their power?
Yes.
Oh, we just had this whole discussion about mutants, and I guessed X-23.
4
Yes, that did
and
happen.
4 and 2.
4 and 2. Okay. Echo?
You got one. It is
Nice.
Echo. Do you think you can go for the second?
Okay, so the energy cost of the other one is 3 and its power is 4.
Yes.
Well, that is a toughie.
I have a guess.
Oh, I think I don't think I've got this. I should guess something though. Is it Dokken?
Dokken? It is not Dokken.
Do I get a guess?
Yeah.
Yes, you get the final guess. Do you want to ask a question before you guess? Or do you know?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Ben missed a 3-cost card?
I think I know what it is. I'm gonna even
Give
if
me-
it doesn't.
Give me the archetype that's not Surfer.
It is definitely a surfer card.
Oh, I think it's a mutant. Is it a mutant? Maybe.
Is it Sebastian Shaw? That'd be really funny if Ben missed Sebastian Shaw.
No, we had a whole discussion that wasn't a mutant.
Yeah,
I
but
didn't-
Wait, it's a human.
You have to
no.
understand that I don't have enough lore on Marvel to know that Sebastian
Yeah.
Shaw
he
is
did
a
his
mutant.
best.
Yes.
Sebastian
I'm
Shaw.
so sorry, Ben.
Well,
did
hey, you know
did you
what?
count
We
it
all
out?
guessed mutants. It's okay, because
Yeah.
Dokken is definitely a mutant, so we're all really bad at guessing.
Yes, we all did. Like, not
I
a
mean-
mutant, an X-Men.
So wait, Sebastian Shaw is a mutant?
That's
Yep.
Oh, because he's part of that X-Men.
Hellfire Club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see. Okay.
They all mutants. Always
And
have.
so, do I get those points? Was I right?
I think you definitely
You definitely got that point.
Yay.
Yeah. Okay. So Ben, you got 2. Lauren got 3 altogether. Yep, that's it. All right. Do you want to do one more round?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait. What's the scoreboard? Then I'll tell you if I
Oh.
want to do another round.
I mean, do you want to go like I can go like super hard, or we can go just like nice and chill.
I will get any season pass card.
let me.
Memory isn't as good as I thought
add
it
it
was.
up.
Spotlight friends? Never. I will never get them.
All right. Well, Rhee's in the lead with 17 because that first round she just knocked it out of the park.
Huzzah.
And then Lauren, you have 12. Ben with 10.
Let's play another. For sure.
Okay. All right.
My knee hurts.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's go with. Yeah, let's go with this. So that means it's up. You're up, Rhee. Annihilus.
Oh,
What was the season?
What season was Annihilus? What category even? I'm not even that familiar with him from the comics.
I think a Fantastic Four villain, I think. Primarily,
Right.
maybe.
A toxic kind of season. Okay, need to guess something. Man. I don't know. Gwenpool.
Gwenpool. All right, Ben.
Annihilus was a while ago, huh?
I know, and it's
Yeah.
like
I've got a real bad feeling about. I mean, geez, was that even?
Do you get a question though?
Is that a 2023 kind of?
No, it's just season pass.
We haven't been doing questions on season pass.
Lauren's gonna get it.
This is how I get my points.
She knows.
Yeah.
Annihilus. What is contemporaneous with Annihilus? Shoot. Jeez. Season pass cards. What are season pass cards? Who are season pass cards? I realize I have to try or the game is no fun, but like I am grasping at straws.
That's where I was at. I'm like, I can't even name a season pass card right now.
Yeah, I'm like I remember Nebula, but like that was a while ago. Shoot. Okay. What goes with Annihilus? Nothing goes with Annihilus. Annihilus is not a member of the Hellfire Club. I'm just like I can think of like 4 season themes and none of them are Annihilus. Annihilus is not a TVA kind of girly. Annihilus is not. Jeez, what does Annihilus even go with? Nothing. This sucks. This is
Okay.
horrendous.
You want to just throw something out there?
Sure. I can't even throw something out. This is just. I don't even know what season pass cards are.
I didn't mean to break.
No. What was it? Is it? I don't know. Scar. Was Scar the season pass card?
It's not Scar.
Does it help either of you if you knew that it was November of 23?
It was November of 23.
It's Ms. Marvel, baby.
Yes,
Really?
it is Miss Marvel.
I've read like all of Miss Marvel, and I don't remember ever going up against Annihilus.
I don't think
her season was like cosmic, right? It was like Martyr, Gladiator, and Annihilus, but I don't know how she ties into those.
Okay.
Kind of doesn't, as far as I can tell.
I spent my time
is she a
wisely.
mutant then?
Wait, who?
Yes.
She was an
Miss Marvel
Inhuman, and now she's a
Miss
mutant.
Marvel?
Is
No,
most
okay, here's
recently
the deal.
a mutant, I believe.
When she was created, it was when they didn't have the rights to, to the movie
To the
X-Men.
mutants. Yeah.
So in the comics, they were trying to hype up the Inhumans, and they had all this run of Inhumans
Good
titles.
luck
And I
with that.
tried to get into them, and I didn't, except for this one character called Reader, who's like the coolest. But other than that, anyway. So they actually had always wanted her to be a mutant, the creators, but the money dictated she needed to be an Inhuman. So that's why now that they have the rights again and they're bringing the mutants and the X-Men back, they're like, well, why don't we just, make her what she always should have been? She can be both, But to be honest, it is very Miss Marvel to be like caught between two cultures. So in the end, it's kind of fun.
So wait, is she both, or was she just retconned to be a mutant?
Both. She like always was one, but she's also an Inhuman.
That's cool.
Were her powers awakened by the Terrigen mists?
That's why she came back from the dead after they killed her in a manner that nobody liked. And
she
everyone
was a mutie.
Because they were resurrecting people in the eggs, of
We remember gold balls.
And with the power of hope and like the council combined, anyway, yeah, the X-Men are crazy. But yeah, so she was rezzed from an egg, which is another part of her teenage trauma to deal with now. So yeah, all right.
I did not expect it to go there, but
but it's comics, so it did.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. I was gonna guess. Sorry, I got distracted.
Okay.
Wait, do I guess?
Is it
before I ask?
did I just screw this up? No.
Ask
Yeah,
him
sorry,
back,
Reed.
right?
I apologize. Yes, you get to guess, and then you get to ask a question.
Okay, I'm gonna guess Celine.
Not Celine.
Okay. Thought that was the card they would maybe put with Annihilus. Okay, give me
Ask a question. Yeah.
I want the energies.
The energies. Okay. it is. Wait, I have to say this right. Is it 3 and 1? Trying to get up.
Oh,
3
okay.
and
So
1.
1, but not Celine.
Yeah, 3 and 1.
Probably not. Was this possibly Martyr?
It's not Martyr.
Okay. One day.
Okay, Ben.
Okay, 3 and 1 in the Miss Marvel season. What do you think?
What?
I just, for some reason, I think that the only one cost card is like Echo or something.
Do you want to ask the question before you guess?
I think, was it? I don't think that. No, it's not Howard the Duck. I don't think they do that. What would they do? One of them costs 3, and this
3
was
and 1.
How about let's get their power.
Okay. 4 and 2.
Okay. Well then, you know what? I am gonna guess Echo again.
It is not Echo.
It's not always Echo? Dang.
Yeah.
Echo's a good guess, though. That's about 4-ish months before.
Yeah.
All right, Lauren.
Okay. I'm leaning X23, but I want to hear the species.
Species. Okay. I think they're both mutants. Yes, they're both mutants.
X23.
Oh.
The 1-2,
Yes.
X23.
Yep.
Okay, nice.
Okay, tell me the stats of the other one again.
3, 4.
3, 4. Probably from further back, because this would have been X23's second appearance. Is Jean Grey a 3-4 right now?
I won't lie, that's what I was gonna guess.
Have they buffed her yet? I don't think they have.
To be helpful, yes, she is.
Oh, I'm guessing Jean Grey.
It is not Jean Grey, but it was an excellent guess. Yeah. Last question.
Oh, okay. Yes, a question first. That's good. Give me the archetype.
Destroy. Well,
okay.
It's destroy and I'll say destroy and
Destroy plus.
It's Decan because it's a destroy.
It is.
It really did that? Is this back when it was completely predictable what the cycle was? I don't know.
I think it's when they were trying to match things up. But Jean Grey was the week after, so I mean, you're very close.
Jean Grey. So.
All right. So Ree, you got a point on that, and Ben, you got 3 points on guessing.
I need my X20.
No, you got. Sorry, I did not. Lauren, you got 4 points. Sorry, for Lauren, you got 4 points altogether, and Ree, you had 1. There we go. Maybe you don't want me to
I'm killed.
do the score. Okay. Next is Ben. Oh my goodness.
I think Ben went first on Miss Marvel.
Yeah. And the card, the card is Alioth.
The season pass card is Loki.
Alioth. Oh my gosh, Alioth. Yeah.
It's Loki.
Absolutely.
Spotlight, though. Nebula.
It is not Nebula, but you get a question.
Give me the... I don't want to ask a good question, because then it's too helpful for my opponents. Give me the energy.
Okay. It is 1 and 3.
It's time for Echo. Howard's a decent one, although I don't think Howard had his first spotlight appearance until like January.
No, it was a very long time.
And it was his first and only. Other high series 1 cost cards? Those things don't exist. What's the other one? 3?
3.
Hit Monkey.
It is Hit Monkey.
Oh, nice!
Fantastic guess. Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Amazing.
Knocked it out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. You can guess the other one if you want.
Oh, I can. Okay.
Yeah.
I really want to say Howard, but it's not. Because he was the same season as Hit Monkey. Kitty Pryde.
Not Kitty Pryde.
Okay.
3?
Okay, I get a question first.
Of course.
All right. Give me the okay, I should have just asked for power, but I want the primary colors of the, like either of their costume
the character's
or whatever.
theme.
I love it. No, that's a fantastic question. And I won't give any more hints. Okay, so blue and purple and white.
Okay, squint your eyes and see those blobby colors.
Blue and purple and white and pink makes me think of Ghost Spider. Does she have all of those colors in her outfit? And it's okay, it's a 1 cost.
I'm talking about the card. That's the theme of the card. And the
So it might be
character.
like the background colors.
Okay, I'm gonna say Spider-Ham.
It's not Spider-Ham.
Okay.
Back to you, Ben.
All right.
One more question.
So it's a 1 cost card. That color stuff, not even remotely helpful. Let's see.
It doesn't see colors. I forgot. It was kind of a mean
I think
question.
that it is really helpful, actually.
Hey, the white might be. I don't know.
Maybe.
Ben
Do
is
we know
colorblind.
Yeah.
anything?
Oh, yes.
What has been guessed so far in the 1 cost department?
Spider-Ham and Kitty.
I guess.
And this
Kitty,
was
yeah.
Eliath week.
Yeah.
Goliath Week with
It's a
Hitmonkey.
1 cost.
X23.
Was not X20. Wait, you didn't? Did you ask a question?
Ask a question.
Okay. Let's see. What mechanically does it do?
Accumulates power.
It's probably Nico.
No,
It's like,
card generation.
Oh.
Card generation. And this is
I
a
know what
1
it
cost card with card generation. Is this Snow
Yes.
Guard?
It's Snow Guard.
yeah. That was a good
Like
question.
all of her variants have that, like, because
Yeah,
with
very
the animals as
Aurora.
well, the pink and blue. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. All right, Ben, you got it.
About her, to be honest.
Way to
All
go.
right. So that round, Ben, you got 1, and Lauren had 5.
Wow. Child Lauren.
All right. No, wait, you had 2, Ben. Sorry, you had 2, not 1.
Oh, that's all right. Yeah, I'm not too worried about it.
Do you want the scores now?
Give us the score.
Is this is the end of the game, right?
I mean, I could go longer, but I think we've been on for an hour.
Oh yeah. We need to call it probably.
I have enough for a whole other game, a whole other round.
Yeah, see? That's the way you make
I mean, a whole other. Oh, like I only got halfway through my stuff, is what I mean. But it was very close. But Lauren, with 21, has inched ahead to seal the win, followed by with 18 and Ben with 12.
You deserved it, Lauren. I barely remembered last week.
It was those season passes.
Yeah.
You really nailed them.
So I don't think about the friends, but I know cards release week, or at least the release month. I don't think I could do the release week in order.
My calendar scrolling wasn't helpful, I realized, because I'm future focused.
You're always planning, yeah. Mm-hmm. But the future is the past used to be the future.
Yes.
Yeah, but then it's like,
Hard to
you know
argue
how
with
like
that.
Sherlock Holmes said, like, I only have so much room in my head to remember things. So sometimes things
Once
that
it's
are
old,
important
it's
to me
gone.
go out, and I only have so much spotlight room in my head, you know.
All right, yeah, that makes sense. Well, thank you so much for running the game, SnapVariants. I could certainly point people to your stuff, but do you want to promote anything?
I run a Twitter/X account. I repost variants. I post deck guides. I do other random things on that account. So,
Yeah,
come see me.
very positive, always uplifting, not in a toxic way.
I hope not.
No. I love that you celebrate people's splits, even if it's like their early splits and they're getting rainbow foils, and like you're not only highlighting the god splits. I love that.
Yeah,
I
everyone.
mean, some people
knows
love
that
it. Some
when
people love those
you,
rainbow foils. So.
Right.
They do.
And we got to represent everybody in the community.
That's who you tag on the current hell site. Sorry, when you have a good split, right? You know,
But like,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
be a little bit like judicious about the tagging. Like, don't go tagging folks all the time. Every little thing. Like, exercise a little restraint. But like, if you are going to tag
but
somebody,
that's what I'm saying.
SnapVariants
It's
is a
like
good
when I
person.
get a new split, it's like, is the SnapVariants worthy? You know.
If you're doing 10 in one
Don't
day,
cry wolf
pick
about it, okay?
pick the best
But,
one.
like, if you've got an all-time banger, do make it public and stuff.
Absolutely.
Get it out.
Or just a split that you love. That, I mean, it doesn't have to be that everyone else likes it. You know when you get excited and you hit the split button and you're like, yes, this is what I wanted.
The most exciting button in the game.
Yeah.
Okay, that time I was rolling my eyes at it. The first time I really was looking at the ceiling, but we don't have video to confirm it. All the listeners are going to think I rolled my eyes at that. No.
All right. It's been very fun.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Oh, it's so nice to have you as
It was a
surprise
blast.
too. Good
Thanks
job,
for
Lauren.
joining the party.
As always, if you like what you heard, please follow, like, subscribe, comment, all the things. Send us email at snaponthis@gmail.com. You could send us challenge ideas or whatever. Nice things, hopefully. If you'd like to follow us on Twitter, all of our handles are in the video description or podcast show notes. We are on all of the podcast places and the YouTube place, so wherever you'd like to listen or watch, up to you. We are happy to be part of the Snap Judgments Network, where you can listen to other great shows like How Can She Snap by No Big Deal and the Kid every Sunday. Super fun show. Great vibes. And I don't know, I really love how candid they are. Like, you get that in a lot of podcasts, but I feel like they take that to a new level. It's something that I really enjoy. Also check out Snap Decisions and Snap Judgments. Anyway, with that, Merry Splitsmas to all, and to all, a good night.
May all your splits be merry and bright.
And as Tiny Tim would want, Broad bless us, everyone.
Woo! Merry Splitsmas!
Merry Splitsmas!
Well, good job, us. This has to be the longest we've ever recorded.
Oh my gosh. In one
You know
take
what?
and in total.
You'll know what I'm not doing right now today.
What?
I'm not enjoying the recently, just now, newly released, Early access patch 5 for Hades 2. The Olympic update is the first major update. It's finally here. It's got an all-new region, a new weapon to master, more characters to meet, more decorations for the crossroads, new animal familiars, new music and artwork, and much more. I'm so fucking psyched. I didn't even look at the patch notes for it because I was like, I gotta prepare for stuff.
I just finished Echoes of Wisdom, the Zelda game, where you can play Zelda with Link. Super cute, super charming, very clever. Anyway, it's a great time for me to bring back my brother's Steam Deck and play more Hades 2.
On the 12th day of Splitsmas, Ben Broad gave to me a Morad Orca, charming lady, vaping werewolf, a leaping gladiator, dancing meat, made and leaping, Black Swan activating, acres snow playing, my gold split king! My gold split king! Cat calling mean, 3 Mysterios, 2 Sinisters,